और उनके साथ का कोई भी काम नहीं कर रहा, वो सिर्फ बोलने के मतलब ही इज थ्रोइंग हिज डायलॉग सो वेल, एंड आप सोचो कि 1 नंबर की पावर कितनी है। सो अगर आप लोगों में से कोई एक्टर बनना चाहता है और बोलने का काम करना चाहता है, इन फ्रंट ऑफ कैमरा रहना चाहता है, तो डेफिनेटली आपके नंबर ये डिसाइड कर सकते हैं आप कि आपको नंबर 1 कितना है। अगर 4-5 से भी ज्यादा हो जाता है तो भी यू कैन डू वेरी वेल एंड एक्सप्रेस योर सेल्फ वेरी वेल बिकॉज यू हैव द सन नंबर। तो नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट शाहरुख खान। अब सब लोग दिखते तो नॉर्मल हैं, जितने भी लोग हैं, चाहे कितने भी बड़े हों चाहे कितने भी छोटे हों, बस उनमें ना एक एक बटन का फर्क होता है। एक एक बटन का फर्क यानी कुछ लोग बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग होते हैं। कुछ जैसे कल मुझे कोई पूछ रहा था कि मुझे बहुत बड़ा ब्रांड बनना है, तो मैंने बोला आप उसके लिए क्या करते हो? तो उसने बोला नॉर्मल जैसे सब लोग काम करते हैं। मैंने बोला कि अगर दुनिया में इंटरनेशनल ब्रांड बनाना है तो हर रोज आपको एक दिन में जैसे 3 बार एंटीबायोटिक गोली खाते हैं, 3 बार अपनी फिजिकल प्रेजेंस सोशल मीडिया पे दिखाओ। और आप क्या कर रहे हो? लाइक मोदी जी क्या करते हैं, हर रोज लाइव आ जाते हैं। आप ये सोचो कि वो अपने काम को दिखा रहे हैं। और हमें हर इंसान से कुछ सीखना चाहिए। अगर आप मेहनत करते हो तो आपको हर रोज दिखाना है। जैसे शाहरुख खान है, अब कई लोग हैं जिनको फिल्मों में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, तो वो क्रिकेट में भी चले गए, इसीलिए क्योंकि क्रिकेट में बहुत सारे लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है ना। तो यहाँ पर नंबर 2 जो है वो आर्टिस्ट हो सकता है, पोएट हो सकता है, वो बहुत ही लैंग्वेजेस में कमांड हो सकती है। नंबर 2 जो होता है हार्ट ओरिएंटेड होता है। यहाँ पे मैं ये बताना चाह रही हूँ, कई लोग रिलेशनशिप इश्यूज में बहुत परेशान होते हैं। एक से ज्यादा 2 होने से रिलेशनशिप इश्यूज होते हैं, बिकॉज वो अपनी से ज्यादा दूसरों को इंपॉर्टेंस देने लगते हैं। नंबर 2 इज फॉर रिलेशनशिप, इमोशनल इंटेलेक्चुअल रिलेशनशिप। तो अगर आपको प्रॉब्लम है रिलेशनशिप में, आपकी लाइफ में एक से ज्यादा गर्लफ्रेंड्स है, बॉयफ्रेंड्स है, तो आपके पास पक्का से 2 नंबर ज्यादा होगा। इसके लिए हम करेक्शन करने के लिए अभी के अभी चेक कर लो, आपके फोन नंबर पे भी 2 होगा ना। ऐसे लोग बहुत जल्दी हर्ट हो जाते हैं, बहुत हार्ट ओरिएंटेड होते हैं। यहाँ पे ये कहना चाहूंगी, 1 तो कम्युनिकेशन एक्सप्रेशन का, 2 नंबर रिलेशनशिप का। तो आप किसी की भी डेट ऑफ बर्थ से समझ सकते हो कि रिलेशनशिप स्टेटस क्या होगा। चाहे उन्होंने फेसबुक पे लिखा है कि नहीं लिखा, चाहे व्हाट्सएप पे लिखा है कि नहीं लिखा स्टेटस, बट हमें उनका स्टेटस पता चल सकता है। सम पीपल आर वेरी कंफ्यूज कि मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड है, पता नहीं कितने रिश्ते पहले रह चुके हैं, कितने नहीं रह पाए, तो मैं कैसे देख लूं करके। अब अगर नंबर 3 है, 3 नंबर इज गुड फॉर मेमोरी, क्रिएटिविटी, सोशल, रिस्पेक्ट फॉर एल्डर्स। जिसके पास भी 3 है ना, वो अपनी सोशल इमेज के लिए बहुत काम करता है। हम अगर एग्जाम्पल से देखें, रजनीकांत कितना अच्छा नाम है और नंबर 3 है उनके पास। ही इज वेरी क्रिएटिव, वेरी शार्प, एंड करीना इज ऑल्सो नंबर 3, रानी मुखर्जी इज ऑल्सो नंबर 3। So 3 number people are always sharp, good memory, creative, self respect, social aura के लिए काम करते हैं। ऐसे लोग बहुत अच्छे पॉलिटिशियन बन सकते हैं, राइट। और अगर कॉम्बिनेशन में है, जैसे कंगना रनौत के पास भी 23 है, तो 3 वहां पे भी आ गया, तो वो 3 भी कहीं ना कहीं काम करता है जरूर से। अगर हम बात करें नंबर 4 की, ऐसे लोग बहुत इंटेलेक्चुअल होते हैं और डिसिप्लिन होते हैं, लॉजिकल होते हैं, सिस्टमैटिक होते हैं, हार्ड वर्किंग होते हैं। अगर आप उनकी कबर्ड भी खोल के देखो ना, एकदम स्पिक एंड स्पैन, दे आर वेरी वेरी सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट, दे आर नॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन एनीबडी, दे आर डूइंग वेरी वेल एंड अपना काम खुद करेंगे, वेरी ऑर्गेनाइज एंड जिसके पास 4 नहीं है ना, आप लोगों में से अभी देख लो अपने ग्रिड में जाकर, ऐसे लोग बहुत लेजी होते हैं। मेरे को ये पक्का पता है, अगर 4 नहीं है तो उनको बहुत मेहनत करनी होगी। 4 नहीं है तो ऐसे जो लेजी होते हैं, जिसका नंबर 4 है, वो बहुत ही ज्यादा, अगर नहीं है कोई बात नहीं, हम ये नहीं कहते कि वो कोई खराब बात है, ऐसे लोग सेल्फ मेड होते हैं। अगर 4 नहीं है तो उसको मोबाइल नंबर में 4 नंबर लेकर उसको कॉम्पनसेट कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज इन दीज डेज वी आर यूजिंग मोबाइल so much, 24/7 we are doing work, we are making our relationship, making body deal or breaking deals and cracking deals, all the business, all the everything we are doing on the phone। तो आप फोन नंबर में 4 ले लें, निराश नहीं होने की जरूरत। तो उसको करेक्ट कैसे करना है वही हम बताने वाले हैं। जैसे इनकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ 16 जनवरी 2003 है, तो यहाँ पे 4 नहीं है, तो आपको क्या करना है, कि नंबर 4 अपनी मोबाइल नंबर में लेना है। और अगर हम नेम की स्पेलिंग भी साथ में देख लेते हैं और नेम में भी हो जाता है, तो वो भी कहीं ना कहीं कॉम्पनसेट कर जाता है, राइट। उसके बाद चलते हैं नंबर, अच्छा, जिनके पास भी 4 होता है, दे विल बी हैविंग इनहेरिटेंस मनी ऑल्सो, पेरेंटल साइड से प्रॉपर्टी, पैसा उनको मिलता है। जिनके पास नहीं है उनको खुद बनाना पड़ता है। नंबर 5 बैलेंस, हार्मोनी एंड ट्रैवल का नंबर है। नंबर 5 जो मर्करी का नंबर है, और जो लोग 5 है जिनके पास, ऐसे लोग शेयर मार्केट, स्टॉक मार्केट एंड ऐसा काम करना चाहते हैं जो स्पेकुलेशन का एक काइंड ऑफ वर्क होता है, रियल एस्टेट काम होता है, ऐसे लोग कर सकते हैं। जिसके पास भी 5 नहीं है, वो गलती से भी कभी भी स्टॉक मार्केट में अपना पैसा ना लगाए, क्योंकि सारा पैसा अंदर जाएगा और सारा पैसा नुकसान हो जाएगा। आज जितने लोग भी सुन रहे हैं, आपके घर में जितने लोग भी स्टॉक का बिजनेस करते हैं और उनके पास 5 नहीं है, तो मेरी एडवाइस है आप उनको आज से, अभी से मना कर दें कि प्लीज डोंट वेस्ट योर मनी। नंबर 6, किसी किसी को बहुत इंटरेस्ट भी होता है, और इंटरेस्ट होने से कुछ नहीं होता, अगर नंबर नहीं है तो आपको फायदा नहीं होगा। यहाँ पे हम बोलेंगे वीनस 6 नंबर। जनरली लोग पूछते हैं कि रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का है, लग्जरीज का है, गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटीज का है। जिनके पास भी 6 नंबर होता है उनके काम जल्दी जल्दी हो जाते हैं। जिनके पास नहीं होता उनकी हर चीज में ऑब्स्टिकल आता है, प्रॉब्लम आता है। और साथ साथ में 6 जो नंबर है वो आपकी लाइफ में बहुत स्टेबिलिटी, लग्जरीज लाता है। और अगर 6 नंबर नहीं है तो 100% आपको अपने फोन में नंबर लेना चाहिए, बिकॉज 6 नंबर से आपको बहुत फायदा होता है। काम की अपॉर्चुनिटीज आ जाती है, बनते बनते काम जल्दी बनने लगते हैं। और नंबर 7 है मेंटल पीस के लिए है, फेथ के लिए है, रिलीजियस होने के लिए है, साइंटिफिक होने के लिए है, एनालिटिक अप्रोच होने के लिए है। नंबर 7। नंबर 8 इज सैटर्न नंबर। अब सैटर्न जो है वो, लोग कहते हैं 8 नंबर बहुत खराब है, लेकिन मैं ये कहती हूँ 8 नंबर सबसे अच्छा है, क्योंकि आपको नॉलेज देता है। 8 नंबर आपको गुड इन फाइनेंस करता है, आप अच्छे फाइनेंसेस को देख सकते हैं, राइट। उसके बाद नंबर 9 जो है वो नेम एंड फेम का है, ह्यूमैनिटेरियन का है। आपकी अगर आप हायर स्टडीज करना चाहते हैं उसके लिए है। किसी के पास 1 से ज्यादा 9 है, तो ऐसे बच्चे जो हैं वो पेरेंट्स को दे मेक प्राउड एंड दे विल बी हैविंग नेम एंड फेम। सो नेम और फेम अच्छा होता है। सो आप ये देखिए कि जितने भी कॉम्बिनेशन है ये सारे नंबर्स के, दे विल बी डेफिनेटली। मजा आ रहा है सबको? अगर मजा आ रहा है तो अपने थम्स अप करके दिखाएं मुझे, और समझ भी आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा। सो ये नंबर्स जो है 100% आपकी जिंदगी बदल सकते हैं। उसका रीजन ये कि आज आपको ये पता चला है, तो आपको ये समझ आ जाएगा कि जो जो चीजें आपके पास नहीं है, डेफिनेटली यू कैन ऐड ऑन इन योर मोबाइल नंबर, यू कैन ऐड ऑन इन योर नेम स्पेलिंग। इसीलिए लोग जो फिल्म स्टार्स हैं या फिल्म के नाम है वो चेंज करते हैं, हम लोगों से स्पेलिंग चेंज कराते हैं, और वो लोग फाइनल डेट भी देखते हैं और सिग्नेचर भी ठीक करते हैं, बिकॉज वो भी बहुत ज्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है। अब न्यूमरोलॉजी में जितना एक इंसान के अंदर गुड और बैड होता है, बैड भी उतना ही होता है। तो कोई भी ऐसे 100% परफेक्ट नहीं होता। यहाँ पे ये मैं बोलना चाहूंगी कि वी ऑल आर द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ गुड एंड बैड, राइट। और ये गुड एंड बैड की बात करें, जैसे एक इंसान यिन और यांग एनर्जी से मिलकर बना है, एक इंसान पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव के साथ बना है, हम लोग XY क्रोमोसोम से मिलके बने हैं। तो ये वही चीज है कि हम कॉम्बिनेशन से बने हैं। कोई भी इंसान की क्वालिटी कभी खराब नहीं होती, लेकिन टाइम टू टाइम, अब जैसे पेंडेमिक में लोगों को बहुत ज्यादा एंग्जाइटी हो गई, वरी हो गई, प्रॉब्लम्स हो गई, तो जिसका साइकिक नंबर 1 है, गुड क्वालिटी उनकी क्रिएटिव, इनोवेटिव, एम्बिशियस, कॉन्फिडेंट। और उतने ही बैड क्वालिटी होती है स्टबर्न, डोमिनेटिंग, एरोगेंट, स्पेंडथ्रिफ्ट। उनके आगे मैंने उनका एग्जाम्पल लिखा है, यू कैन कोरिलेट विद द हैबिट्स, you can correlate with them. After that, number 2, very helpful, imaginative, good friends, dynamic, romantic. रोमांटिक तो शाहरुख खान से आप रिलेट कर सकते हैं। और उसके बाद नेगेटिव क्वालिटीज भी साथ में लिखी है, इंट्रोवर्ट, अनप्रिडिक्टेबल, मूडी, डिपेंडेंट। आपको पता है कि 2 नंबर वाले लोग काफी मूडी होते हैं और उनके साथ ये अक्सर होता है। यहाँ पर नंबर 3 की बात करूं तो 3, 12, 21, 31, 30 जिनका डेट ऑफ बर्थ है, दे वेरी एंथुजियास्टिक। हमने एग्जाम्पल्स पढ़ लिए हैं। और ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, वर्सिटाइल, इंडिपेंडेंट। और अगर वही टर्न हो जाए, देखिए ना, अगर हम कोई इंसान को हम सोचते हैं कि बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन उसके बाद दूसरे ही टाइम में उस इंसान को किसी ऐसी सिचुएशन में गुस्सा भी आ सकता है. मैंने बोला ना, नोबडी इज परफेक्ट. सो प्लीज स्विच ऑन योर कैमराज. मुझे लग रहा है कि आप लोग दिखाई नहीं दे रहे, तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि आप लोगों को मैं दिखाई दे रही हूँ ठीक से, और ताकि आप ऐसे इशारा करके भी मुझे बता सकते हैं कि आपको अच्छा लग रहा है. राइट. उसके बाद हम चलते हैं नंबर 4 पे. गुड क्वालिटी. ऐसे लोगों में डिटर्मिनेशन होता है, सिस्टमैटिक, प्रैग्मेटिक, कॉन्शियस, रिबेलियस, हाइपरसेंसिटिव एंड इनफ्लेक्सिबल. और ऐसे आगे मैंने एग्जांपल भी लिखे हैं और आपको पहले भी बता चुकी हूँ मैं. नंबर 5, 14, 23 जिसका है बैलेंस, फ्रेंडली, अडेप्टेबल, रिसोर्सफुल एंड इरिटेबल, स्पेक्युलेटिव, अनरिलायबल होते हैं. और उनका एग्जांपल लिखा मैंने. 6, 15, 24 जिनका डेट ऑफ बर्थ है, उसके बारे में भी आप ऐसे लोग कोऑपरेटिव होते हैं, लवेबल होते हैं, जेनरस होते हैं, आर्टिस्टिक होते हैं. तो जो भी आपने गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड बनाना है, आपको क्या चाहिए वो इस नंबर के हिसाब से आप चुन सकते हैं. और उसके बाद जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसकी 7 नंबर की क्वालिटीज, 8 नंबर की, 9 नंबर की. जस्ट गो थ्रू फास्ट, रिलीजियस, versatile, analytical, tolerant and dreamy, submissive and melancholic and restless. And 8 number, impartial, trustworthy, hardworking, हमारे मोदी जी भी हैं. और साथ में नंबर 8 नंबर जो लोग होते हैं वो होते हैं और tenacious and sacrificing, spectacle and eccentric, egoistic. And 9 number, broad-minded, compassionate, generous, enthusiastic, impulsive, impatient and quarrelsome is the negative quality. उसके बाद जो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट आपको जज करना है किसी को, बहुत ही मजेदार बात है जो आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. आप अगर आपको ग्रिड बनाना आ गया, लोशो मैजिक स्क्वायर आ गया, तो जिसके पास भी 258 है उसके पास अपना घर जरूर होगा, उसके पास पैसा जरूर होगा, प्रॉपर्टी जरूर होगी. ऐसे लोग रियल एस्टेट बिजनेस कर सकते हैं. राइट. और डिटर्मिनेशन है, लेकिन अगर ये तीनों ही नहीं है तो बहुत ही फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो सकती है उनको लाइफ में. तो ऐसे लोगों को फिर, जिनके पास नहीं है, उनको पैसा सेव करना जरूरी है. और उसके बाद 4, 5, 6 ऐसे लोग बहुत ही शकी किस्म के होते हैं. इमोशनल बैलेंस बनाना चाहिए उनको. अगर 4, 5, 6 है तो बहुत ही इमोशनल बैलेंस होंगे, और अगर 4, 5, 6 नहीं है तो प्रॉब्लम आएगी उनको. राइट. सो यहाँ पर इस तरह से हम देख सकते हैं. राइट. और 492 इंटेलेक्ट, पुअर मेमोरी अगर नहीं है, अगर 492 है तो बहुत ही इंटेलिजेंट है. राइट. 357 इमोशनल बैलेंस, और अगर नहीं है तो लोनलीनेस. उसके बाद हम चलते हैं 276, मतलब एक्शन ओरिएंटेड. जिसको भी स्पोर्ट्स में जाना है तो एक्शन में जा सकते हैं. ऐसे लोग खाली नहीं बैठ सकते. अगर फीमेल है तो बहुत एक्टिव होंगे, उसको उनको प्लान करके अपना गोल और विजन बनाना है. राइट. उसके बाद 951 इज सिंबल ऑफ सक्सेस. 438 इज अ पॉलिटिशियन एरो, प्लानिंग का है, और नहीं हो तो कंफ्यूजन. 816 इज प्रैक्टिकल, और अगर नहीं है तो लॉसेस इन प्रॉपर्टी एंड प्रोस्पेरिटी. पीस ऑफ माइंड होगा. 9 और 7 है, 7 और 1 है तो साइंस, साइंटिफिक होंगे. और ऐसे बच्चे साइंस ले सकते हैं जिनके पास भी 7 नंबर है. और अगर 3 और 9 है तो दूसरों की बातों में पढ़ते हैं, और 1 और 3 है तो ऐसे लोग बहुत डिटेल और डिसीट में जाते हैं. यहाँ पे मैं ये कहूंगी कि अगर आपको स्ट्रेंथ पिलर बनना है किसी का, यस, सो यहाँ पे ये कहेंगे कि अगर आपको ये चीज समझ में आई है, तो यहाँ पर मुझे लगता है कि टाइम शॉर्ट की वजह से आई एम गेटिंग कॉल फ्रॉम अपेक्षा. सो यहाँ पे ये मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि अगर आपको अपना ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करना है, मजे करने हैं लाइफ में, तो आपको हमेशा 3 वर्ड याद रखने हैं. जैसे क्लियर. क्लियर में होता है CLEAR. उसका मतलब है क्लैरिटी ऑफ योर माइंडसेट, क्लैरिटी ऑफ थिंकिंग. सेकंड L जो होता है, लव योर प्रोफेशन, अगर आप किसी भी प्रोफेशन में जा रहे हैं. उसके बाद E का मतलब होता है ऑलवेज एक्सीलेंट इन टीम वर्क, जब टीम मिलके काम करती है तो अच्छा होता है. उसके बाद है एक्ट, ए फॉर एक्ट इन प्रेजेंट, मतलब कभी भी किसी काम को पोस्टपोन ना करें, आप कर लें। उसके बाद हमारा आर आ जाता है रिजल्ट। उस रिजल्ट का मतलब कोई भी रिजल्ट आए, अच्छा हो या बुरा हो, आपको हमेशा उसको एक्सेप्ट करना है। तो अगर आप चाहते हैं आपकी जिंदगी में ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो और अच्छा आपने करना है लाइफ में, तो आपको ये वर्ड जो है क्लियर, ये हमेशा आपकी जिंदगी में क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए। सो इसी के साथ मुझे लगता है कि आपको मजा आया होगा, अच्छा लगा होगा। मैं अपनी नंबर्स की क्लास को जब हम कभी दोबारा से कभी करेंगे तो हम ये बताएंगे कि आपको कैसे सिग्नेचर करना चाहिए और कैसे आपको आगे बढ़ना चाहिए और कैसे आपको अच्छे सिग्नेचर करके यू कैन ऑल बिकम लाइक अ सेलिब्रिटी, यू कैन ऑल बिकम ऑफ on top of the whatever you want to do. So thank you very much Apeksha, thank you very much Rotaract Club of Ambarnath, thank you, I'm honored and I hope आप लोगों को भी मजा आया होगा, अच्छा लगा होगा। I'm so happy and one day I will become proud of you guys because मुझे मालूम है आप लोग सब बहुत अच्छा करने वाले हैं। Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Seema ma'am, for accepting our offer and taking this wonderful session. Like when you were giving us the chart, I was just going through my birth dates, and I just penned it down everything, and I'm like, now I'll sit around and I'll just do everything. And I'm pretty sure that everyone out there who has attended the workshop will be, more interested to know how it is done. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was amazing. And we are really looking forward to know more. Yeah. So I guess सबको न्यूमरोलॉजी क्या है वो तो you guys have got क्या है, हम अपना कैसे date of birth and all देख सकते हैं. So let's move ahead with the event. Now it's finally time to start with our speaker sessions. So talking about this person, coming to our very first speaker for the evening. Well, he pursued engineering professionally, but his dedication and his passion for dance took him off there. And today, we all know him as one of the finest, you can say, one of the finest choreographers Bollywood has ever seen. So yes, it is. So hello guys and welcome back. So हम लोग no Rotaract event is complete without a technical glitch. So yeah, we are very sorry for the inconvenience caused to everyone here. Again, introducing myself, this is Rotaract Apeksha, you're the host for this event, and let's get started from where we left. Before we go ahead, I just request everyone to turn on their videos, फिर थोड़ा सा all feel like yes, we are having something great with us today. Okay. So starting with our speaker session now. Coming to the very first speaker, well, he pursued engineering professionally, but his passion and dedication for dance took him off there. And today, we know him as one of the very finest Bollywood choreographer we have ever seen. Yes, it is none other than Rahul Shetty, sir. Yeah, so Rahul Shetty, sir, is an Indian choreographer. His career started off when he first appeared as a child actor in Kya Masti Kya Dhoom show on Star Plus. During his struggle time, he also worked as a background dancer in many Bollywood movies, but Dance India Dance came to be as the biggest turning point for Sir's life and his career boosted. After that, he appeared in many different dance shows, and he now is a very renowned dancer, which we can see. He also has choreographed many Bollywood movies like Blair, Cocktail, Ek Main Aur Ek Tu, Happy New Year, and many more. He is also known as the success key of MJ5 in winning the title of India's dancing superstar. Rahul sir is best known for Mukabla song having choreographed by Prabhudeva sir for Street Dance 3D and Happy Hour in ABCD 2. He has choreographed in films like Race 3, Bagi 2 and Houseful 4. And also the DJ Bravo song The Chamya and Tony Kakkar's Kurta Pajama. He was also seen in Remo D'Souza's movie ABCD. In 2015, he made his first Bollywood debut with the movie ABCD, Anybody Can Dance, and in 2020, so appeared in Dance Film Street Dancer 3. So yes, I cannot be more excited and more proud to have Rahul Shetty sir with us today. I would request Team Technicals to please unmute Rahul sir. Yeah, so we are just waiting. Rahul sir will join us soon.
Hey, hi, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you perfectly well.
Perfect. How is this going on? Am I the first one? Hi, hello everyone. Can you guys see me now?
Yes, we can see you.
Perfect. How are you, Apeksha?
Great, sir. How are you?
I am fantastic. Hello everyone. I can see a lot of comments, Niche. Hello everyone. How are you guys doing? I think this is a great initiative. I was so excited that I got to speak today with all you guys. And I'm no one different than you guys because I'm same like you. I've been in Dombivli, I think very near to Ambarnath. I'm born and brought up there. My schooling is done in Dombivli, and then I have shifted to movies now, so that's why I've come to Andheri. Otherwise, my heart is in Dombivli, uh, and I think all you guys who are listening today remember one thing that if I can reach anywhere very close, whatever I have achieved a little, you guys can actually do it. It's just that you need to work really hard for it and give your heart and soul to it. Uh, I'll just tell you my story in few minutes. Uh, I was born in Dombivli. I did my schooling from Don Bosco. So back then in 1990s, 95, when I was 3, 4 years old, I used to do a lot of school competitions. I don't know if it happens now, but yes, there used to be a lot of inter-school competitions which I used to go and perform. Is when I figured that I actually wanted to dance. So my passion for dancing began since then. So yes, I've been dancing since then. A lot of auditions used to happen back then for reality shows, for films, for kids dancers. So I used to go with my mom, travel all the way to Andheri, Santa Cruz, give auditions, go back in the night, then go to school in the morning. So I used to do this a lot, and I got selected for Kya Masti Kya Tum, as Apeksha told you. So that was a turning point for my life because I was surrounded with technicians, with all these filmy guys, and I was so influenced by them at that age that I always wanted to be a choreographer. So I finished my board exams, and then I took admissions for engineering in Andheri. So I was doing my engineering side by side. At the same time, I was auditioning for reality shows. Is when I got selected for Dance India Dance. That's how my journey started. But since Dance India Dance, people started acknowledging my work. People started getting to know who Rahul Shetty is. So yes, so then I shifted to movies. I started choreographing, assisting actually. Ahmed Khan sir, Remo sir, Bosco Caesar, Farah Khan. I started assisting them. Is when I started to learn film work, songs, work, how songs can be choreographed and stuff. So yes, since then there was no looking back, and I was just behind it, and I always wanted to be a choreographer. Is when I got my first song as a choreographer for ABCD2 um, for Prabhudeva song. So I think that was the biggest achievement I feel till date, because being my first song, I always wanted it to be the biggest one, and it was the biggest one because it was done by Prabhudeva sir. Like, I was inspired from him since childhood because I seen Mukabla when I was really young, and I was very amazed by the visuals that they have created back then. So then I was very happy that I got to choreograph Prabhudeva sir for ABCD2 Happy Hour song. But later, now a year back, for Street Dancer, you won't imagine I got to choreograph Mukabla. This song is going to be really special for me because this is that song that I have danced on when I was really a kid. And now, when you get to do the same song and create the same visuals for the same person, I think there's no happiness beyond this. So, yes, I'm very happy whatever I have little achieved in my life. And I'll just ask all you guys to follow your heart, believe in your passion. Uh, don't think that definitely education is very important, is why I finished my engineering, because that qualification will help you in whatever field you go, in whatever passion you follow. So remember, you have to finish your qualification. For example, very basic example I'll give you. I used to do a lot of reality shows. And side by side, I was doing engineering. Now, engineering is very tech basic. So whenever I used to choreograph also, or whenever I used to design my props, that knowledge used to help me here. And that is what made me look different. For example, MJ5. If you remember MJ5 from India's Dancing Superstar, they are known for the moonwalks, different moonwalks. So to design that moonwalk, different formation, this, that, I used to apply my engineering knowledge. So I think that helped me, and that is what made me look different uh, in this world of competition. So yes, education is important, but follow your passion, follow your heart, and you'll definitely reach where you want to be only if you work hard for it. Nothing is going to come to you very easily. So yes, work hard. Yes, and now I'm still choreographing. I have bigger plans for 2021. Definitely 2020 wasn't that great for any of us. But I'm sure that each one of us got to know yourself better. I got to know myself better. I was so much into my work that I couldn't realize that there are so many important things around us, our family, our friends, this, that. So, yes, that acknowledgement was really important, which I got it from 2020. So, it's a blessing. 2020 is really a blessing so that you got to know yourself better. But now you know what to do in 2021. So, yes, take a diary, note down all the things that you wish to do in 2021, and just go for it. Achieve it. Achieve everything that you wish for. And remember, God is always great. So, yeah, anything else that you guys want to ask, please go ahead.
Yeah, like there are few things. Of course, like if anyone from the participants want to ask anything, I know you guys cannot unmute yourself. Chat box mein dal do, so let me answer. And I have got few questions. Yeah. So
Please go ahead.
firstly, that was true. We really need a diary and we need to pen down what we have to do in 2021.
Correct.
A priority. So, so like you were into the art thing since you were a child. So engineering कैसे आपका मन हुआ लेने का? Why engineering?
I'll tell you a very interesting story. I finished my board exams. Okay. Now I was just thinking whether I should do science, I should take commerce, I should take arts, or I should do engineering, I should do diploma. So I took admission in science at SIS, Science. Okay, I took admissions. I went in for a month. Now I hate to travel. I used to travel in trains, don't be able to science. So I was like, I can't do this for years now, just to go to college, study, and come back. And you, if you guys know it, the trains in the morning and in the evenings, you can't step in. So I was very tired in a month. So I was like, I can't do this. So my dad had gone to Goa to take admissions for my brother, and I was here free. And engineering admission happens a little late, a month late than the regular admissions. So the engineering admissions has started here in Andheri. So I was very fond of Andheri because my nanny used to stay here, my grandmother. So I, without telling anyone, I went into Andheri. I filled my form. I got admission in a very good college. So I told my mom and dad that I would like to do engineering because it's in Andheri and I've got admission. You generally don't get admission in that college easily, but I've got good scores, so I got admission. So they were like, okay, go ahead. So I came here in Andheri. So I was a little away from my home. I thought I'll dance, I'll do this and that. But here, because I came, I had no friend circle, no one. So I was just at home for a year and I was craving to dance. But a year later, annual day happened in our college. Is when I got to dance. Then I met few friends. Is when my dancing journey restarted again. So yes, that's how engineering happened, and I'm very glad that it happened because if it wasn't for engineering, I wouldn't have been here. I would have been in science, finishing my masters or anything, and doing some 9 to 5 job. So yeah, it's God's plan. It's all planned for us.
That is like great. मतलब just because you were like travel नहीं करना तो I'll do engineering and अंधेरी पसंद है तो let's opt for engineering. So that is something interesting to hear.
Yeah,
Uh,
but also post science, post 12th, I was actually wanted to do engineering, but then this I did diploma and then my degree, so I got to do it in Andheri easily. So yes, that's my story.
that's nice. Okay. Like I'm repeating again. किसी को कुछ भी question पूछना chat box में डालो. And I तो have a list of questions, so I'll ask one or two. Then
Please go
this
ahead.
you have been in the dancing industry for a long time, and आपने काफी चीजें choreograph की है. You have seen a lot of people. So like any one that memorable moment which you always feel like that was the best, something like that.
Oh yes. So basically, I was shooting for Zero for Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. So there was a section where I was teaching him something. He had to slide, and he was not able to because of his shoes or something. There was something that he couldn't slide. So I was just trying to teach him everything, but he just couldn't slide. So we tried all the ways. We'd put talcum powder, we'd put oil, all of that we did, but it couldn't happen. Then finally, he was just looking at me. I was doing all the things that I could possibly, and he was so fond of me. Luckily, fortunately, that he called his boy. He called him and he was like, "He get my perfume." So I thought he'll spray the perfume on the floor so that he could slide. So that guy got a brand new box of his own perfume, and if, I am sure you guys don't know, but the perfume that Shah Rukh sirs use is out of the world. Like even if he's a kilometer away, you will know that Shah Rukh sir is here. So it's that strong and it's wonderful. So he got that perfume box and he like, Rahul, this is what I use. So I was like, so the very cool. I really like the fragrance. So no, this is what I got for you, and he gave it to me, and everybody around the set started clapping because this is the thing that he gives the perfume to the person who he really likes or who he really this thing. So this has happened once long back before to a dancer, and then recently it happened to me. So I was very happy, and I think that's the best moment of my life because I love Shah Rukh because Rahul, naam to suna hi hoga. It has influenced my life in a lot of ways. So yeah, that was the best moment for me.
Yeah, such a fan moment type of thing, and so proud,
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
be
It was
admired
a
by
fun.
the person you love.
Correct.
That's wonderful. Okay, so chat box में there are options. I'll just read it out for you, and then
Yeah,
you may
please.
just answer. Sanjana is asking that if you weren't a professional dancer or a choreographer, how would you imagine your engineering career like?
If I wasn't a choreographer now, I think I would have done really good in that field also because I was very good in studies, at least till my boards. So yes, I would have done a very 9 to 5 job, or maybe I've started some business on my own. So yeah, that would have been my plan.
That, but we are great कि आपने वो नहीं choose करके you came into the industry and now we can just have a sad moment with you. That is
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that's great.
One more question. Like, what was your family's reaction? Engineering pursue कर रहे then अचानक से you just change the field to dance. So, what was your family's reaction for that thing?
So my family's reaction, so they were always supportive. They never stopped me from dancing or anything that I love to do. Their only thing was that you have to finish your qualification. Rest, you can do whatever you want. So I used to dance also, and I used to do my studies also. So I was just balancing both very well. So I think that we should be able to manage, and then I don't think so anyone will have a problem with it. So yeah, it's just that your family is very concerned for you, so that you don't fall into wrong paths, and you have a backup to fall out on. So yeah.
That is great to have. Oh, that's your dog?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Like the dog was too cute to be ignored, so that's
That's okay.
yeah. So there's like one last question. I don't know the name who has written. So the question is, in the dancing industry also you might have moments when you might be worried about your career. So like of course we have seen so many emerging choreographers. Everyone loves to dance, and सब लोग सोचते हैं कि हमें भी कोरियोग्राफर बनना है, बॉलीवुड जाना है. So any such
Correct.
moment कि आपको ऐसे लगा कि मतलब it was like कि ever worried about what you are doing, ever worried about the decision you made?
So I think this should happen, and this happens in every field. You will always find competition around you, and that is the best thing, I think, because that helps you grow. Like even today, back then, when there was no social media, when I was born, when I was learning, when I was exploring my journey, there was no social media, there was no such backup. Now today, one video, and overnight a person becomes a star, and overnight a person becomes a choreographer. But the best part of my journey is that I have gained so much experience from so many people, from so many mentors of mine, that no one can undo that. Like I have the treasure of that, and I'm really confident about that. So you bring in any choreographer, you bring in any budding choreographer, be them good. But I have my experience, and experience will always make you a notch higher than others. So this is what I believe in, and I really believe in my talent, my gift that God has given me, and I know that I'll really work hard to achieve anything. So no one can. I don't stress about being laid back or being out of sight or being not from the trending industry. So yes, that's I think that is what matters, and that is what it should matter for everyone. Believe in yourself.
That is correct. And it can also be a success mantra. Like if don't see it just for the competition thing, so it is very good. The success is better when you just concentrate on yourself.
Correct.
That is so inspirational. Okay, one last question. As many of us are youth over here, and we are really looking forward to people who are of our age and achieved so much. So, like one last message for we youth, जो आप हमें देना चाहेंगे,
To
a
the youth,
message.
I feel old now. Okay. Uh, to the youth, I'll just tell you guys that today's world, there's a lot happening around you. Okay. You might feel alone, you might feel depressed, you might feel that I'm not good enough, you'll self doubt yourself. All these are just here. It's just the game of your mind. So don't think so much. Just keep doing what you feel like, and you'll reach. There's a point that will come where you will feel that yes, you have achieved it, and the work that you have done behind it, you'll all feel that it was worth. So never self doubt yourself, and just go for it and
That
reach to the goal, to the destination. The fun, the joy of reaching your destination is something else. So yes, don't quit before that.
that is like truly inspirational. When we when we saw your the biodata and the story, it was like someone getting that degree of and pursuing a different career is a very big decision to take, even though बचपन से
Yeah.
पसंद नहीं किया है, but still getting into that and making sure that your decision is fine. So truly a true inspiration for the youth. And you are not at all old, you're like one of us, and it feels so good to talk to you one to one.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Apeksha.
Thank you so much, sir.
We are done.
Yeah, there's still
You can
there's
ask if
still
you want to. Yes, yeah.
yeah, because there's still few people putting up the question. One
Go
last
for it.
one, ठीक है. It is like कोई chat box में डालते हैं and then we don't ask ना, so it's like ऐसा अच्छा नहीं लगता.
No, please, please ask.
So of course, like you are the inspiration to so many of us. Be it जिनको dance करना आता है नहीं आता, but looking at you, we set an example. Like yes, it is you are the level of inspiration. But who is your inspiration?
Oh, I have a few names. I started with Prabhu sir when I was really young. I used to watch his videos because back then there was no YouTube so that you can replay the videos. It was only TV set, and TV set maybe my school used to happen at 12 o'clock, 12 in the noon. And there was one music channel, 11:30. There used to be a show where they used to show all these videos, dancing videos. So I used to actually wait for the video, watch it, and then go to school. So at times I used to go late because the video used to come later. So all these Prabhudeva videos I was very fond of and inspired from. Later, when I actually got into films, it was Ahmad Khan sir. He has taught me whatever I know about film choreography. Remo D'Souza, you guys know that he's like my father. He's given me my first break, and I've been working with him for a long time, and I love him. And so yeah, Farah ma'am, Bosco Caesar, so all these big names who have achieved so much in the choreography industry, in the direction industry, have inspired me, and luckily I've got to learn from them. So yes, these are the pillars of my career actually.
That is so great to, always remember, like success ka path pe we are moving, but we always remember who are there with us.
Always,
So
always.
that's an awesome. Okay. Like we got your lead from one of our Rotractor Sahil Pal, who's from Goa.
Correct, correct.
So we are like, how was your Goa ka trip? Like, how fun did you had?
Oh, I had super fun with. Actually, Sahil only took us to some very isolated, secret places, and I was done with Goa because the only thing which we used to do, which everyone actually does, that they go to Goa, sit on the beaches, and back home. Like that, I was done with that. So I actually wanted to explore nature, which happened because of Sahil. So I'm really thankful to Sahil also because now I know that I have a person in Goa with whom I can just go and explore all the secret places. So yeah, is he here?
Yeah, he has joined us. So I just saw
Ah,
him
okay.
and I was like, so that's great.
Oh,
So yeah, I guess
oh,
that is it, Kafi. We had a lot of question, and I am really thankful that you agreed to be on board with us. Like it is an honor to have you.
it's my pleasure completely. Thank you, all you guys who are listening, who are there or who are left already. But yes, it was a pleasure talking to you guys, Aishwarya, Varun, Mansi. I can see the names. Sakshi, Sahil. Wow. Sahil Jain, Pranali, Utkarsha, Sahil Shubham Upadhyay, Mihir, Sahil Jain again, Priyanka, Aishwarya. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I hope I'll get to connect to you guys very soon on a personal level. Till then, enjoy life and keep smiling.
Thank you so much. Also, have a great day.
Thank you, Apeksha. Thank you for having me. You're really sweet.
Thank you so much.
I'll I'll sign off.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you
Okay.
so much. See you
Okay.
soon.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
So guys, I hope I am really sorry जिन लोग का question missed out हुआ, but I hope everyone just had a fun interactive session with Rahul sir. So before we move ahead, I would like to call this person. Like I have got the objectification for him, our storyteller, none other than our very own DRR, Rotarian Rotractor Amit Ravindra Lad. So I would just request Team Technicals. You're on unmute. Thank you so much.
Firstly, thank you so much, Apeksha, for inviting me. Apeksha is from 2 days, from last 2 days, Apeksha is like, please आ जाना 10 मिनट के लिए तुम्हें. And I think मैं नहीं आता if Apeksha इतना मेरे पीछे नहीं पड़ती. So thank you so much for that. Guys, हर एक ओसी में हर एक 6 महीने से ना मैं एक ही चीज दोहरा रहा हूँ. That is how this year is a very special year. पैंडेमिक हो या जो भी सिचुएशन हो, बट ये ईयर क्यों स्पेशल है और ये ईयर क्यों गेम चेंजिंग ईयर है वो पिछले 6 महीने से बता रहा हूँ. और आई थिंक रोटरा क्लब ऑफ अंबरनाथ ने ये साल वो प्रूव करके दिखाया है. this is the first time we are doing next think tank on a international and national level, जहाँ सिर्फ डिस्ट्रिक्ट 3142 के लोग नहीं है, हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट 3012 एंड डिस्ट्रिक्ट 3242 4240 के भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट 4240 3240
3240.
3240. I'm so sorry. I'm very bad with numbers, so I'm so sorry for that. But this is something very great, and this is something the thing I'm talking about, that is a game changing thing. And जो ये क्लब ने किया है, that is I'm very thankful for the Rotaract Club of Ambarnath to having that next think tank on a national level. Think tank is our baby, and we always feel very special. We have that thought process कि think tank को इतने बड़े level पे लेके जाना है कि next time जब भी TED और TEDx भी हुआ है उसके साथ किसी चीज का नाम लिया जाए, that is Rotaract district का next. And I think this is one of the first step कि जो हम लोग ने complete किया है, वो मुकाम तक पहुंचने के लिए, वो success तक पहुंचने के लिए. So I want to thank Rotaract Club of Ambarnath for that. This is the first time कि हम लोग कुछ ना कुछ ऐसे कर रहे हैं, that is on a very great level. हमारे speakers बहुत अच्छे हैं. अभी just मैंने राहुल को सुना. राहुल is one of the I follow Rahul in a very great way. That is something very appreciable of you guys. So thank you so much again for inviting me and having this wonderful and amazing next think tank what you presented. That is something very appreciable, and thank you so much for inviting me again. All the best guys. I don't know कितने speakers मैंने miss किए हैं, but I will make sure कि जो भी आगे आने वाले हैं, I will make sure कि मैं सुनूं वो. And once again, thank you so much, guys. All the very best. You are doing great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amit. आने के लिए I am really thankful कि you came and so okay then let's move ahead with our event. So coming to our next speaker, coming to our very next speaker, they are the inspiration to all of us. You can say best of both worlds. Today, we still argue whether it is the male or the female that is more capable of being successful or are successful. But in this chaos, in the argument, we come up with the persons who can prove us wrong always, because they are capable of changing our perspective, as it is truly quoted. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes. So yes, presenting to you our very next speaker for Next Think Tank 2020, R. Balaji. I request Team Technicals. Yeah, thank you so much. So Balaji identifies themselves as gender fluid homosexual person. To come out to those gender boundaries which society has built around, Balaji works towards breaking this gender stigma and educate people by narrating their own journey and experiences. Being a motivational speaker, Balaji has been actively conducting workshops in many reputed schools and colleges, both nationally and internationally. Their story was also highlighted by many of the reputed publications, namely Times of India, The Logical India, The Business Insiders, The Humans of Bombay, and the list goes on and on. So, adding more to Balaji's accomplishments, Balaji is a TEDx speaker and has also been a Josh speaker. They have been the part of award-winning campaigns like Pyar Ki Azadi by Bajaj and Untyped by Duty.co.s. Today, with the courage to deal with the reality and self-acceptance, believing that you don't owe a justification to anybody and willing to bring the change, Balaji stands as an inspiration to millions and billions of people. And being a person who can teach us how to self-love. So yes, I would like to invite and welcome our second speaker for the evening, our
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi. I'm sure you guys are doing really well. Thank you so much for inviting me today. Thank you, Apeksha. Thank you to the entire team for inviting me to this amazing event. Yes, of course, as Apeksha said, thanks for such lovely introduction. So I'm Balaji, and I identify myself as a gender fluid homosexual person. I'm not ashamed to say this word homosexual because I think it's one of the most beautiful word I've ever got to hear in my life. You know, being gay, being homosexual, that's what I realized it's not bad. You know, it's being unique, it's being different, you know, in your own ways. And you know, all of us have been you know, manufactured by God. So what I feel is like all of us have the right to live our life in our own way, whichever way we want to, you know. And somewhere I think I also, you know, tried doing the same thing right from the time, because my journey has always been a roller coaster ride since the time I realized about my sexuality. And when I came out to my parents, and now when they all have accepted me, and yeah, there are a couple of people who don't accept me in my family, so I will come there. uh, so yes, I think my journey started from class sixth, where I realized that I'm different, because there was this sweet little guy who was sitting next to me, and you know, I realized there was some kind of feeling. You know, I was very infatuated. I was attracted. You know, so that's where I thought, okay, I'm different. I'm attracted to boys. I'm not attracted to girls. And of course, that point of time, I never knew that, you know, there's this term called homosexuality, being gay, or whatsoever, you know. So I just knew that I'm attracted to men, you know. So so it was altogether a different feeling which I couldn't express. And the days passed by. My school life was, of course, a mess, which I always tell, because that was the time I was exploited like anything. Because in class third, I was, you know, I was raped by a 50-year-old guy for 3 years constantly, when I was in class third, class fourth, class fifth. Yes. And that happened, of course, that kind of put me in a pause mode, that, you know, what's happening in my life. And, you know, this is not something I expected, you know, in my life. And after that, when I came in class sixth, and people started making fun of my gestures, my postures. Of course, usually like, you know, being more feminine, because I'm gender fluid. Like, you know, I don't consider, for people who don't know the meaning of gender fluid, who don't consider themselves in one specific gender. Neither I'm a boy nor a girl, but I'm not a transgender. Of course, to clarify the same, I don't fit myself in one specific gender. You know, I'm gender fluid. I express multiple genders. So, and gender is a very technical term for me. It's a very heteronormative term, I would say. You know, it doesn't kind of, you know, fit into my space. You know, so gender is just a word for me. Gender is there in your thoughts. Your thought, for me, my soul defines my gender. My spirit defines my gender. Most importantly, that's what I would say. My genitals doesn't define my gender. That's why I always tell people that, you know, you can call me whatever you want to at the end of the day. You know? And so people started making fun, you know, and people started calling me Chakka, Good, Meetha, Hijra, and that's what people use. No, these are some of the derogatory words which people use for LGBTIQA plus community, and still people use the term for me. People boycott me, and I even at this stage, I don't know, I just felt like sharing this, even though I've become a speaker, or I'm sharing my journey or whatever. I'm still getting boycotted by so many people, sections of society, but that doesn't stop me from being me. I've been boycotted from by my own family members and my family functions. My relatives boycott me. They have been very mean, like, you know, they go around, they have spoken a lot about me to my parents. They almost do that every day. You know, they come to my parents and they say, what happened to your son? Your son is gay, your son is kind of, you know, dressing up, he's doing so many things. But that doesn't stop me at the end of the day. You know, those, I would say, are the weaker sections of society. Like, you know, who has there's a generation gap, I would say. You know, we are from a younger generation and they are from an older generation. Their generation was not accepting about all these things. So that doesn't kind of bother me now. A lot of people ask, okay, fine, it's going to put you in a very depressing state or sad state. But honestly, I'm telling you, I'm very, very happy. I am very happy when I've started kind of ignoring those sections of society, even my relatives. I kind of don't share a good rapport with any of my family members except my mom, dad, and my brother, because they have been the ones who've been supporting me for my in terms of my sexuality or identity. So relatives, I think they don't actually matter to me. So yeah, and school time mein kya hota tha? So they used to use a lot of terms for me: 666, 66. And whenever line पे assembly में मुझे school में 6th row में खड़ा कर दिया जाता था. And so I used to be like confused, and I used to be shattered, nervous कि क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ, because I couldn't figure out. All I used to do is come home, lock the door, cry about it, and so I didn't have any kind of this thing to fight with those people. And whenever I used to walk, enter the school corridor, I remember people used to call hoot saying homo, 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 homo aa gaya, homosexual. So these two short form is homo aa gaya. Homo ko bolo kya karne wala. So this is how they used to call me. And I was never called by my name in my school. Always I was called as Chakka, Hijra. They used to use the hand gestures and all that for me. And still people kind of misinterpret and say that, I'm transgender. I'm not a transgender, okay? I'm gender fluid. You will see often a lot of gender fluid people, drag artists, you will see a lot of cisgender people. So that's why I'm saying gender is a wide spectrum. You actually can't differentiate gender. You actually can't find out, what gender you belong to, what gender you belong to, okay, And of course, somehow I cleared, my class 12, my school life, and I lost my very best friend who was friends with me for 10 years. And one day he said, when I needed him the most, he just told me that, he can't be friends with me because his religion considers homosexuality a sin, and I was shattered. Of course, मुझे जिसकी सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत थी वो भी चला गया मेरे साथ मेरे हाथ से, एंड मेरे फ्रेंड्स भी मुझे छोड़ दिए. No one used to talk to me except handful of people. And that happened. And when I came to college, somewhere I became very insecure. Which insecurity hota na ki again you will lose friends. It's about your career also. College mein the, it was a peak. It was my career ka sawal, and my parents sent me to study there, and I was very scared. I was very nervous. And I started lying to people. I didn't kind of reveal my sexuality. I decided, okay, I lied to people that I'm straight. I have a girlfriend. So I made an imaginary girlfriend. I started lying to people, meri girlfriend hai and all that. But of course, people are very smart these days. They can actually find out that whether you're gay or whatever it is. And one fine day, मुझे इतना ज़्यादा frustration हो रहा था. I was like, एक होता है ना, लिविंग अ लाइफ ऑल योर लाइफ इज समथिंग वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. आप झूठ के सहारे नहीं जी सकते अपनी पूरी जिंदगी, है ना. आपको किसी ना किसी दिन आपको अपनी सच्चाई बतानी पड़ेगी दुनिया के सामने नहीं, बट आप अपने आप को धोखा दे रहे हो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे अगर आप झूठ का सहारा ले रहे हो. वो भी वही, दैट्स व्हाट इवन आई वाज फीलिंग एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, एंड आई वाज लाइक, I tried committing suicide. So I had, antidepressant tablets. I was on antidepressants. My parents didn't know it. So I landed up in hospital, and when I was fighting between life and death. So that's where this girl came. Her name is Shruti Menon. She was from my college, my batchmate. She just told me 3 things. And that 3 things, actually, guys, you won't believe, that was the biggest turning point in my life. She just said 3 things. Firstly, she said, why don't you live for those for whom you matter a lot? आप उनके लिए क्यों नहीं जीते जो आपके लिए बहुत मैटर करते हैं, जो आपके लिए केयर करते हैं. Secondly, she said, why don't you live for your parents? Because your parents invest all their life for you, and you're trying to commit suicide, which is not fair. I know that. And thirdly, she said that why don't you live for yourself? आप अपने लिए क्यों नहीं जीते? Why don't you live for yourself? It's your life. Others are not going to live my life, right? So that's where I was like, it kind of stuck my mind, and I was like, oh my God, it's a point. She said something which kind of literally changed me, as a person. And it was my farewell, last working day in college, my farewell. I decided to come out. And that was my first official coming out moment, guys, And I was so prepared because I was asked to deliver a speech because I was a cultural secretary. So I was asked to deliver a speech there. And all the people were there. My faculty members were there. My juniors were there. everyone was there, my batchmates, and they never knew that I want to come out. And I was like, nahi Balaji, you need to come out today. If not today, not kabhi nahi. So I took the mic and I went there. They all thought that I'm going to deliver a speech out there. And I just said two things. I just said, I apologized. I said, I'm so sorry for lying to you guys all these while, but I'm sorry, I'm not straight, I'm gay. I like men. I'm attracted to men. And I was not all ashamed. And trust me, after that, I got a standing ovation. There's so many, the entire auditorium, I remember, they all stood up and they clapped for me. I never knew it. Honestly, it was very surprising and shocking for me because मुझे लगा कि okay, कुछ problem होगा, I don't know what people will think and all that. They all stood up and they clapped for me. And one thing they said that Balaji, we already knew that you're gay since first year. It's just that we wanted you to come out of your closet. We wanted you to be in your own comfort zone. And that's where I decided that why am I worried? What's bothering me so much? Is it people? Is it society? Right? That's what society के लिए हम लोग डरते हैं, right? Society क्या कहेगा? Lot of parents and still I see, वो लोग बोलते हैं कि ज़माना क्या बोलेगा? This is against the laws of nature. ये कुदरत के खिलाफ है. This is what we hear. Often families, telling their homosexual kids whenever they come out. But हम ये नहीं सोचते कि हमें अपने लाइफ में क्या चाहिए. Whether we want to live our life in our own terms या दूसरों के हिसाब से हमें अपनी लाइफ चाहिए. No, right? Because today, whatever I'm achieving, whatever I've achieved, wherever am I, of course, I'll give credits to myself, of course, there, because I had that willpower to kind of fight with my sexuality for 10 years. And finally, coming here and kind of, giving a speech out there, because I never had this courage. I never thought that I'll become a motivational speaker, firstly. People call me motivational speaker. When I got my first TEDx opportunity also, I didn't accept it. I thought कि I haven't done anything. तो मुझे क्यों TEDx talk पे बुला रहे हैं वो लोग? And then my mom was the one who pushed me, and she's like, no, you should go, you should talk. It's a very big opportunity, because that was again my second coming out moment. Because after college, I had to tell people that what am I? Because people were actually kind of confused कि क्या बोलने वाला है and all that. And coming out in front of 1,000 students was actually a difficult task. I was way beyond nervous. My first TED talk, I was so nervous कि उनको क्या बोलें that I'm gay. And there is a word also we have used it, and everyone was like, okay, he's gay, because people didn't know. People still thought that I'm a transgender, So that was a very different experience because मुझे हौसला मिला, मुझे courage मिला. Of course, I became strong, more and more stronger to fight with obstacles in society, जो अक्सर सारे LGBTQ individuals face, of course. And of course, after college, when I joined my first job in Delhi, so there was this LGBTQ based focused magazine called Galaxy, and this founder and editor-in-chief of Galaxy, Sudeep Singh. So I kind of, he actually introduced me to the community, I would say. And that's where I realized there are so many people like me who are still struggling with their sexuality, who are still struggling with society and with their family members and obstacles, And that's where I kind of, one thing which kind of stuck in my mind, which kind of, hit my mind is saying, what is gender? लोग अक्सर जेंडर के बारे में बात करते थे, लोग बोलते थे कि जेंडर ये होता है, जेंडर वो होता है. And I started doing a research on gender. I was like, what is gender? People now call me gender fluid. So that's why I'm saying, when did I realize I'm gender fluid? And so Google में लिखा था gender is someone's external appearance, which is judged on the basis of their clothing, voice, and behavior. This is what Google says about gender. But I don't think so. As I said, gender is a heteronormative term. Why you have to bound someone on someone's physical appearance? Is it somewhere written that only boys can do this, only girls can do this? हम लोग छोटे से ही हमारे mom dad gender stereotyping क्या होता है? From where does it arrive? Whatever our mom and dad teach us, parents teach us, that's how we kind of imbibe in our brain, and that's how we grow, right? Like लड़कियों की तरह डॉल के साथ, लड़कों की तरह लड़कियों की तरह डॉल के साथ मत खेलो, इसके साथ खेलो, and don't लड़कियों की तरह मत चलो, लड़कियों की तरह क्यों रो रहे हो, this is what parents also tell us, right? Often हम लोग के parents ने हमें बताया छोटे में, and only Only girls can wear pink color clothes. Only guys can go to gym. Guys can't wear cosmetics, can't put cream or cosmetics. It's a big social taboo. Oh my God, ये cream क्यों लगा रहा है? ये तो लड़की है. अभी भी हमारे society में this gender normative thing is still there. Like, you are labeling everything on the basis of gender. लड़कियों वाला cream, लड़कों वाला cream. लड़कियों वाला पाउडर, लड़कों वाला पाउडर. लड़कियों वाला deodorant, लड़कों वाला deodorant. Honestly, I use Fins. I use all the women deodorant. उसमें लिखा है it's for women and all that. I don't care. Even when I go to shop and all, you'll see me walking into the ladies section and shopping, because that's what I want, right? I can't go according to the shopkeeper. Of course मुझे बोलते हैं कि ये तो लड़कियों का है, but I don't care. And when I was in Delhi, so one more incident happened that I went to this shop. It's a big brand. I don't want to name the brand, but I went there and I saw a very nice gown out there. And I like that gown. I thought I'll pick it up and I'll go to the gen section. I went to the gen section. The salesperson said that you can't go here. Sorry, ये लड़कियों का कपड़ा लेके आप यहाँ नहीं जा सकते. I was like, okay, that's weird. Then I walked into the ladies section, changing room. Okay, and I told my friend that you please be here. I really want to try this gown. And I went inside. I was trying the gown, and I could hear the sales girl comes to my friend, and she said, "आपका ये लड़कियों वाले कपड़े लेके यहाँ पे क्यों जा रहे हैं?" Even the sales girl also asked the same thing. And when my friend said that, my friend is gay, and he's gender fluid, of course. She just said that there is no separate section meant for gays or lesbians. It's either men or women. आपका friend ये नहीं पहन सकता, आपका friend ये नहीं खरीद सकता. And that again put me in a very big kind of this thing कि ये लोग ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हैं मेरे साथ. I was very upset, of course, and I took social media as a medium to spread that message, to tell a lot of people that what happened with me, what did I go through in that shop. I put it on Facebook. I made it public. So many people got to read about it. And one day I got a call from this from the country head of that brand. He kind of invited me, and he invited me to his shop, the same shop where I went. He apologized, in front of everyone out there, and he gifted me that gown. So that was the change which I was actually expecting. He apologized, and he told me that he will of course train his employees how to behave and respect people, irrespective of their gender, irrespective of their sexual orientation. आपका sexual orientation नहीं matter करता. One thing, your gender doesn't matter. What matters the most is you as a human being. You as a person, what kind of effort you are putting in society, what kind of karma you are doing in life. That's what matters the most, and that's what I was like, kind of, thoda sa this thing. And so yeah, and that's where I realized, and it's not like kind of, I became gender fluid just to have, kind of just to, have some publicity out there and all that. But I just wanted to say through my identity that, no matter if you are a boy or a girl, you can be whatever you want to, and you can wear whatever you want to, and you can be happy in your own terms. And this is what I want to tell all the youth generation, coming generation out there, is live your life the way you want to, and don't owe any sort of justification to anyone unless you're wrong, because it's your life. You live one life, make it worth it, and let's all join hands together to make this planet hatred free, because that's what we want, right, at the end of the day. And this is what the kind of message which I have been carrying in different places, to self-love, to love ourselves. We kind of, try to look for love from others, and we often see justifications from others, कि ये मुझे प्यार क्यों नहीं करता. I mean, why? Because I'm thin, I'm thick, But do you love yourself? That's very important. Have you accepted your own self? That is something actually very, very important, to be yourself in life. So that's what I'm saying. Just love yourself. Just accept yourself. The day when you start loving yourself, you are game. You don't have to look for justification or acceptance from anyone else. That's what I want to say. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So a journey, from it was like it is quite difficult to come out to your family, to your relatives, what they think,
Exactly.
and still breaking that stigma thing, and standing in the society and helping all the youth out there who is still in the mindset that how we should do this. Like you actually help the youth, and even today, after hearing your story, I am pretty sure that people will understand what is self love, and how to accept ourselves with whatever you are, because being a bisexual, homosexual, anything, any such thing is not a fault or a flaws in you. It is a beauty that makes you different. Like being a
Exactly.
girl or a boy is the same thing, but being something different is something to count on, and something to look after. So we have got few questions for you.
Please, please.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry if I
firstly,
took so much time. I didn't want to but I really wanted to hear a lot of questions from people because I'm sure you guys must be having a lot of questions. Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, but we do have a lot of questions.
Please.
Firstly, it is from my side. The first question, I'll just go with me. Coming out, knowing, like when you came out, knowing the terms, what is homosexual, gender fluid, quite difficult because internet and all be during when internet wasn't that strong, the internet game. So how did you get all in that thing? Like कैसे आपने वो सब figure out किया?
I
The
didn't get your
terms
question.
and
Can you
figuring
please
out and telling
elaborate?
people.
I'm actually didn't get your
Yeah,
question. I'm sorry.
yeah. So basically, now if we want to know what is a homosexual or what is a gender fluid person, what we do is we go to Google, we search it, and we get what it means. But I am pretty sure during that time, in that stress, in that moment, doing doing all that things, it might be quite difficult. So how did you do that? That is what my question is.
How did I do that? As in, like, how did I what? Like, how did I gather courage to
How
come
did
out?
you figure the things out and came out to everyone? That is what.
See, coming out is a very long process. It's not a one-day thing. I realized about my sexuality or gender identity when I was in class six. You know, that's when I got to know. Okay, I'm attracted to men. Of course, उस time बोलना बहुत ही मुश्किल था. Now, when my schoolmates call me, when I came out officially on social media, so many people from school uh, asked me that Bala, why didn't you come out in school? I said I already went through so much in school. How can I come out? A lot of teachers also who asked me, my own teachers. आप इतना कुछ सही हो, why didn't you come out? They asked my parents also, by the way. And I said I already went through so much in my school. Then uh, how can I come out? Because that was not a safe zone to come out. That's what I felt. Because I told you, right, my first official coming out moment was when I was in college. Because that I had to do. Because अगर college में नहीं किए होते, if I wouldn't have done in college, maybe I would have suffered more. I was suffocating from inside. I told you, right? Because I was frustrated. I was kind of depressed. I was shattered. अंदर ही अंदर I was kind of दम घुटना बोलते हैं ना, kind of I was suffocating you. I want to come out, but I don't know how to come out. I wanted that push from people. And I remember this group of friends whom I had luckily in college. So we were the people who were the only gang who stayed in the hostel for all 3 years. Because हमारे में क्या था? In 3 years, of course, like first year you have to stay in hostel. That's mandatory. And second and third year mein, you have to go out. You can go out and stay. Bahar, campus ke bahar. But luckily, of course, my faculties and all told my parents that no, Bala should only stay in hostel. And so my parents said, no, all 3 years you have to stay in hostel. So I stayed in hostel only for all 3 years. So my group of friends who were there with me, they also stayed in girls' hostel. So we all stayed in hostel. So they actually gave me the push. Every day they used to tell me that. They got to know before itself. Like, you need to come out. You need to come out. You need to tell people that what you are. You need to tell your sexuality. Because one day, कभी ना कभी तो आपको बताना पड़ेगा ना सच्चाई. आप हमेशा तो छुपा के नहीं रख सकते. There are a lot of people who do it, but somewhere it's very painful. आप छुपा तो लेते हो, आपके अंदर जो thought process होता है ना, that's something you can't actually figure out कि आपके अंदर क्या चल रहा है मेरे दिमाग में, But today if I've come out, I'm very relieved. Everyone knows me, the world knows me, when everyone got to know about me. Like people call me a public figure. So that's how people know me, through my sexuality, through my story, through my work, what I've been doing for the community, you know. So that constant push actually gave me a lot of motivation, courage, I would say, with where I gathered to come out of the closet in front of so many people. My juniors were there, my faculty members were there. Without giving a second thought, I came out. Pehle to, when I tried committing suicide, I didn't even know that I will be saved, you know. Thankfully, by God, maybe God wanted me to live more. That's why I was here, because they were actually about to call my parents. My parents didn't know about this guy's identity. They didn't know that I tried committing suicide. They didn't know I was raped by a 50-year-old guy. But when they saw my TED talk, then only they got to know about all these. You know, my mom was shocked. I was like, you didn't tell me all these things before, you know. So that's what that constant push actually. I mean, it's very apt to say public figure, because actually all these people out there who have been motivating me to do my best till this date for my community. I would say people have played a very, very important role in my life to come out of my closet. Yeah, more than internet or anything else.
Friends are truly a blessing. Like if you get the right group of friends, then your life is very,
Exactly.
beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is like one of the very. I got this question in the chat box from Rotaract Sakshilala. She's asking, what are your thoughts on gender bias observed in India as compared to the Western culture?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I guess she wants to ask, when in India, if there's this gender thing, we have a very narrow mindset towards this thing, and at the same time, Western culture, it is not like that. So, what are your thoughts on this?
See, there is nothing called Western culture or Indian culture. Homosexuality evolved from India. Okay, guys, I mean, I want to tell you this today. You'll see the Kama Sutra, this thing you'll read. And if you look at the Khajuraho temple also, there are certain, inscripted out there, certain, kind of scriptures which is being there, scripted there, which is on homosexuality. So homosexuality evolved from India, but it's just that the generations actually didn't support it. मेरे parents को, their parents wouldn't have taught, beta, if your son or a daughter is gay or lesbian, please support. नहीं, because they are from a very conservative family, Even my mom, always says this, my dad was pretty conservative. She used to get a lot of opportunities, but her dad never allowed her to pursue her dreams, So wo generation gap abhi bhi hai. Now when I'm happily kind of into fashion sector, I'm pursuing my dreams because my parents support me. My mom said, jo maine suffer kiya, I don't want you to suffer at the end of the day. And that's what I've been doing. And that's why I'm thankful to my parents. They give me that space to go. So there's a generation gap out there. हम लोग की ये history में है that homosexuality evolved from India, but no one wants to accept it. वो generation आते जा रहे हैं, वो generation is kind of training. उनके वजह से this gender stereotyping has taken birth. This gender bias thing, what you said is like gender stereotyping, gender bias thing has kind of given birth to so many problems and issues in our country. अभी भी हम लोग जाते हैं, अभी भी लोग बोलते हैं बाहर जाते हो आप कुछ भी करो, वो gender label लगाना ही पड़ता है उनको. They always say ये तो लड़कियां पहनती हैं. If you wear a pajama, okay, I think last year I think I was buying a pajama, it was in the ladies section, and I went there and I was buying this pajama because this pajama was very comfortable, and it was like a nightwear, and इसमें लड़की लड़का, I mean, I don't know, but I just picked it up. And when I went to the billing counter, he said, "Sir, are you sure you want this? ये तो लड़कियों का है, लड़कों का ऊपर second floor में मिलेगा." I was surprised why this gender label. Even few days back, in my own locality, I was walking. I carry this handbag, side bag, and there was this group of aunties who were standing there. उन्होंने बोला कि I got to hear from them when I was just passing by. They said कि ये कौन है? ये लड़का है कि लड़की है? ये तो बैग टांग के जा रहा है. ये कौन है? And I immediately gave it to them. I was like कि इसमें ना उस बैग में ना आंख, उस बैग के आंख नहीं है, कान नहीं है, मुंह नहीं है, तो आप किस बेसिस पे उस बैग को बोल रहे हो कि लड़का का है लड़की की है? I mean, I don't get that. So I don't get this concept. अभी भी, even if you see the ad which I said, एडवर्टीजमेंट में देखो, हर जगह देखो, इट्स बीन मिसपोर्ट्रेड. अभी भी मिसजेंडर्ड होता है. एवरीथिंग हैज बीन मिसजेंडर्ड. ये लड़कियों का क्रीम है, ये लड़कों का क्रीम है. ये लड़कियों का डिओड्रेंट है, लड़कों का बट बाबा स्मेल तो एक ही है ना, खुशबू तो एक ही आएगा. आई एम सॉरी, आई एम बीइंग वेरी वेरी कैंडिड ओवर हियर. डीओ से डीओ का एक खुशबू आएगा ना, कुछ और तो खुशबू नहीं आएगा. अगरबत्ती का खुशबू तो नहीं आएगा ना. डीओ से डीओ का एक खुशबू आएगा. तो ये लड़कियों का लड़कों का क्रीम कैसे हुआ? अगर लड़कियों स्टेक पाउडर ऑल्सो, ये लड़कियों का पाउडर है, ये लड़कों का पाउडर है, उसमें भी खुशबू तो एक ही आएगा ना, उसमें कोई और स्मेल तो नहीं आने वाला. सो व्हाई दिस डिस्क्रिपेंसी? बिकॉज वी आर नॉट टीचिंग द जनरेशन. So it's very important for all the parents out there to target them, you know, to tell them that teach your kids about gender fluidity, nourish your kids. आप अपने बच्चे को सिखाइए, आप अपने बच्चे को उसका खुद का स्पेस दीजिए. Then only your child will kind of, you know, nourish himself or herself and can be the best version of himself or herself. हम लोग सिखाते नहीं हैं अपने बच्चों को, हम लोग कुछ और ही सिखा के बेचते हैं, और वो भी इम्बाइब, और उसकी वजह से बड़े होकर होमोफोबिया, जेंडर फ्लूइडिटी, इतने सारी चीजें आजकल हो रही हैं. ये गुड होता है, ये अभी मैंने जो टर्म बताया ना, गुड, मीठा, व्हाट इज इट? ओके, आई टेक इट इन अ वेरी राइट स्पिरिट, यू नो. अभी कोई भी मुझे मीठा बोलता है, ओके, मैं बोलता हूँ हाँ मैं मीठा हूँ. मीठा इज व्हाट इन इंग्लिश? इट्स स्वीट. हाँ, आई एम स्वीट टू एवरीवन. सो इसमें कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है. गुड इज व्हाट? गुड इन इंग्लिश इज जैगरी. Again, it's a very good word. So why this words kind of connote kind of homosexual people? Barfi bolna. Someone called me half biryani a few days back on Instagram. A half biryani chukka. What is half biryani? I don't understand, because we are not taught, we are not given that quality education. I'm sorry to say this. I'm not trying to target or offend anyone over here, because that's the reality. हमें हमारे पेरेंट्स नहीं सिखाते, इसके वजह से हमारी भी गलती नहीं है. I won't blame those homophobic people also, because they are not being taught. They are not being given that quality education. That's what we are doing. We are putting that effort to tell people that, listen guys, this is what it is. Men और women के बीच में भी बाकी सारे genders होते हैं, कई genders हैं. आपको वो accept करना पड़ेगा. And be true to yourself. Be happy. आप लाइफ में आप क्यों आते हो यहाँ पे? जीने के लिए, राइट? खुश होने के लिए, कुछ साबित करने के लिए, with a purpose. Achieve that and be yourself. Do whatever makes you happy, and life is very uncertain to think about all these things. So that generation gap is there. That's what it's giving, you know, rise to so many, you know, consequences on gender. Yeah.
So, like, so truly said, is even a third thing which we don't understand between men and women. So correct. And to be honest, your TEDx and the Joe's talk are truly inspirational. I guess all of us has seen that thing. So one last thing, one last message you would like to give us to the youth.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Our very last question from us is one message that you want to give us to a youth, a line or something which you feel like we youth should know. That is what my question is.
One
The
last
message
message. I would, I want to give 3 messages. Can I? If time allows me, I'll quickly, I'll tell. Firstly, first policy which I follow to, you know, have that self-confidence, self-motivation is I, me, myself. These are three terms which you actually need to use in life and follow, which I have been following. I, as a person, matter a lot. You, as a person, matter a lot. You are unique. You are different from others. Me, my sexuality, my gender, my sexual orientation matters a lot. That is me. Myself, my happiness, my principles, my rights matter a lot. So you need to remember these 3 things whenever you feel upset, whenever you feel less confident, less motivated. Always remember these 3 words. That's going to take you to a long way, you know. And secondly, I would say live for yourself, not for anyone else, because you are going to shape your life. It's your life. Your others are not paying bills for you. Others are not, you know, giving you education or whatever. आप अपने लिए जी रहे हो, आप अपने लिए achieve कर रहे हो goals. You know, whatever goal you are achieving, it's for your own satisfaction, right? You don't achieve your goal for your friends. You achieve it for your satisfaction. So do that. And thirdly, I would say it's not only our duty, being from the queer community, it's not only my duty to, to go ahead and spread the message of equality, or like, almost educating people about queer community and all that. It's equally responsibility. It's your responsibility also equally to go there and educate all the kids out there. Agar aap log allies ho, so allies are people who support the LGBTQ community. And being such wonderful allies, it's your duty also equally to stand and support the queer community, to empathize everyone. It's very important to two things in life for for you to be a good human being, that is accept and respect. सबको accept कीजिए, सबको respect दीजिए. They deserve the respect. You are no one to judge anyone, and you being an individual, the youth generation, of course, आप लोग youth generation हो, you guys should stand up and make it a point to educate people. The more and more education we give, the more and more this world will progress. Because I see so many things going on, especially during this pandemic, hatred, violence, so many things have been happening, but you guys need to stand up. Now the time is, now the power is in your hands. We have done our job. Whatever we could, we have done it. I have entered the 30s stage, so I won't consider myself a youth generation. But you, being the kids, being the youth generation, stand up and fight for other sexuality and empathize, understand us, and just go there and spread as much knowledge, awareness you can, because that's what we have been saying. After our generation, I think things will start changing. But for that, you guys need to work out. I see so many youngsters still kind of being homophobic, not accepting, so many hatred thing still coming on, and lot of people from the queer community committing suicide. Yeah, क्या आप लोगों को नहीं दिख रहा? I still see, I actually cry every single day when I see a person from the queer community like passing away. No, that's not the option. We are losing out on people. People matter a lot, right? But they are committing suicide because society उनको accept नहीं करती. So we need to take a promise कि अब और नहीं, we need to go ahead and kind of save everyone's life and teach everyone the art of self-love, acceptance, and happiness. Just you need to be happy. Just be happy. Just keep living, keep smiling, and keep spreading lots and lots of love. That's what we need to do at this point of time. There is no space for hatred. We can only remove hatred through love, through spreading as much love as we can. And that's what I have been doing. That's it. Nothing great I'm doing. So it's just spreading love and giving my helping hands to people who actually need it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm so sorry. There was some laptop glitch. There was some technical glitch with my device.
No problem.
Yeah, we are truly inspired to hear your story, and thank you so much for accepting our proposal and coming here. Hearing you was a real inspiration. I hope that we as a youth will justify whatever you said. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. And I think there's so many people who have asked questions to me on chat box. So please, guys, drop me a DM on my Instagram profile. So you can take it from Apeksha, that is Queeromania, QUEEROMANIA. So you can, Apeksha, you can take my number or my Insta ID, and you can drop down your questions. I'll be more than happy to answer, because I could still see so many questions which I actually need to answer. But of course, time constraints, and I also need to push off. So please drop down your questions and do follow me on Instagram and stay tuned for more updates. And thank you so much, Apeksha and team and everyone, for being such lovely hosts. Thanks a lot, and lots of love to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I will be helping you with the Instagram handle. I'll soon put it in the chat box, so you can just follow and drop your questions there. So thank you so much.
So you want me to put my Instagram handle on the chat box?
Yeah, you can put, or else we will put it by ourselves. Like we do have the, we'll put the link in.
Yeah, you can give my Instagram handle, and people can ask me questions. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Shall I log out now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye. Okay. So moving ahead with our event. This person has the hearts of millions of people, and this heart actually stops when he is out there wearing the jersey and playing for India. Yes, this person is none other than the captain of Indian Kabaddi team, Deepak Nivas Huda sir. So, Deepak sir is a professional kabaddi player and the captain of Team India, and also the captain of Pink Panther. He made his international debut in 2016 South Asian Games, where India won gold medal in kabaddi. He has also won gold medal in 2016 Kabaddi World Cup, 2018 Dubai Kabaddi Masters, and bronze medal in the 2018 Asian Games. In the next 3 seasons, he played from Puneri Paltan. In the sixth season, Jaipur Pink Panthers auction, and then from the seventh season, he emerged as the captain for Jaipur Pink Panthers. He was he is among the emerging players which we can see. The son of the soil whose career started from the circumstances through the hardship and the efforts led his path to success. With his willingness and power to make sure that he can achieve whatever he wants, he truly is a inspiration to all of us, and makes us you can say a very proud Indian. So presenting you all our next speaker for the evening, Deepak Nivas Huda sir.
हेलो
Yeah, sir, can you hear me now?
हाँ जी मुझे तो आवाज आ रही है
जी सर, हमें भी आपकी आवाज एकदम सही से आ रही है। थैंक यू सो मच, आप आए यहाँ पे। आपका इतना बिजी स्केड्यूल है, फिर भी आप यहाँ पे आए हैं। थैंक यू।
वेलकम वेलकम
सो सर, सो सर, हमें आपसे लाइक थोड़े ही सवाल है, हम टेक मच टाइम। फर्स्टली, आप हमें आपकी पूरी जर्नी एक ऐसा शॉर्ट में बता सकते हैं, लाइक हाउ द जर्नी वाज, शुरू कैसे हुई एंड फिर आपने कैसे इतना अचीवमेंट्स किया?
हाँ तो ऑडियो में कर सकते हैं ना हम सवाल?
जी जी,
हम क्वेश्चंस के आंसर ऑडियो कॉल में दे देते हैं, ठीक है? मैं वीडियो में बंद कर रहा हूँ।
ओके ओके सर, यस यस,
ठीक है। जर्नी काफी मुश्किल रही मेरी स्टार्टिंग से, क्योंकि मेरे मदर फादर दोनों की डेथ हो गई थी। मैं जब 4 साल का तो मेरी माताजी की डेथ हो गई, तो जब 12th क्लास में तो पिताजी भी गुजर गए थे, और कुछ फैमिली प्रॉब्लम से मेरी सिस्टर भी घर आके रहने लगी थी, और उनके 2 छोटे छोटे बच्चे थे। तो उन सबकी जिम्मेदारी मेरे ऊपर आ गई, तो मुझे अपनी पढ़ाई भी छोड़नी पड़ी थी उस टाइम। मैंने उस टाइम कबड्डी इसलिए चूज किया था कि कोई जॉब मिल जाएगी और सिस्टर और बच्चों की देखरेख कर सकूं। लेकिन मुझे इतना ज्यादा जुनून हो गया था कि बस यही था कि कबड्डी खेलनी है, इंडिया टीम के लिए खेलना है। स्टार्टिंग में तो इतना ज्यादा स्ट्रगल था, मैं बता भी नहीं सकता, कोई सपोर्ट नहीं, कुछ नहीं। और कबड्डी ऐसा गेम तो है नहीं कि आप मतलब एक दिन में सीख जाओगे, तो दिन रात बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ती थी। 3 टाइम प्रैक्टिस करता था मैं उस टाइम, सुबह 3 बजे उठता था प्रैक्टिस के लिए। हेलो हेलो,
Yeah, sir, we can hear you.
अब अभी सुनाई दिया या पहले भी सुनाई दिया था?
Yeah, sir, आपका आवाज आ रहा है सर।
अभी स्टार्टिंग से बोलूं?
हाँ सर, चलेगा।
स्ट्रगल काफी रहा मेरी लाइफ में। मेरी स्टोरी जो है, मेरे माता पिता बचपन में ही गुजर गए थे। मेरी माँ तो जब मैं 4 साल का था तो उनकी डेथ हो गई थी। 12th क्लास में पहुंचा तो पिताजी भी गुजर गए, और मेरी सिस्टर मैरिड थी, उनके 2 छोटे छोटे बच्चे थे। फैमिली प्रॉब्लम की वजह से वो भी घर आके रहने लगी थी। तो एकदम लाइफ में इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स आ गई कि मैंने अपनी पढ़ाई भी छोड़ दी थी और सिस्टर और उनके बच्चों की देख रेख कर सकूं, इसके लिए मैंने ये सोचा कि मतलब जल्दी से कोई जॉब मिल जाए, इसलिए मैंने कबड्डी स्टार्ट किया था उस टाइम। लेकिन थोड़े टाइम में मुझे इतना जुनून हो गया था कि बस इंडिया टीम के लिए खेलना है और मुझे बहुत ज्यादा हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ा। उस टाइम मैं 3 बजे उठता था, 6 साढ़े 6 बजे तक प्रैक्टिस करता और घर चलाने के लिए एक प्राइवेट स्कूल में बच्चों को भी पढ़ाने जाता था। तो उस टाइम तकरीबन 1.5-2 साल तो ऐसा गया मेरी स्टार्टिंग में, मैंने रात को खाना खाने के बाद भी प्रैक्टिस की है। मैं ऐसे ही स्ट्रगल चलता रहा मेरी लाइफ में। तो धीरे धीरे मैं जब पहला अपना सीनियर नेशनल खेला, दिन रात मेहनत करने के बाद, तो मैं इतना दमदार खेला था कि प्रो कबड्डी आई तो मेरी सेकंड हाईएस्ट बोली लगी थी उस टाइम, मेरे पहले नेशनल से ही। हमारे फेडरेशन ने बड़े बड़े अधिकारियों ने बोला कि तू इस नेशनल का बेस्ट प्लेयर है। तब से मेरी लाइफ चेंज हो गई थी। उसके बाद मैं इंडिया टीम के लिए भी खेला। 2016 में पहली बार सेफ गेम खेला, में गोल्ड आया हमारा। 2016 में कबड्डी वर्ल्ड कप खेला, वहां पे गोल्ड मेडल। 2017 एशियन कबड्डी चैंपियनशिप, वहां पे गोल्ड मेडल। 2018 दुबई मास्टर कप गोल्ड मेडल। 2018 एशियन गेम्स ब्रोंज। और पिछले साल 2019 में सेफ गेम में मैं इंडियन टीम कैप्टन था, वहां भी हमने गोल्ड मेडल हासिल किया। और पहली बार हिस्ट्री में इतने बड़े मार्जिन से हमने कोई इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट जीता था, जो पिछले साल सेफ गेम में थे। और अभी हाल ही में 2020 में मुझे अर्जुन अवार्ड से नवाजा गया था।
तो यार सर, हम
जी।
जब आपके बारे में ऐसे सुनते हैं तो हमें इतना प्राउड फील होता है कि हम भी एक इंडियन है एंड आप इतना सुंदर तरीके से टीम को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। सर, आई जस्ट आस्क one question because I really know that you are a bit occupied. So just one question, like मतलब हम यूथ है, आपने जब स्टार्ट किया इतना स्ट्रगल था, सब कुछ था, बट फिर भी आज आप इतने ऊंचे मुकाम पे हैं कि सब आपके, एवरीवन इज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड एट यू, कि ऐसे सच्ची इंस्पिरेशन है। तो वन थिंग जो आपको हम यूथ को बोलना है, और वन थिंग विच यूड लाइक टू से टू वी एज अ यूथ।
देखो, लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स सबके होती हैं और प्रॉब्लम्स एक एक्सक्यूज की तरह होती है। अगर हम प्रॉब्लम्स को एक्सक्यूज की तरह देखेंगे कि मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम है, मेरी फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन ठीक नहीं, या मुझे किसी की सपोर्ट नहीं, या मुझे फैसिलिटीज नहीं, या मेरे घर पे ये दिक्कत है, मुझे पैसे नहीं है, मेरे माँ बाप बीमार हैं, या कुछ भी मान लो आप, ये सिर्फ एक्सक्यूज होता है। हम कोई काम नहीं करना चाहते तो उसके सामने एक्सक्यूज अड़ा देते हैं कि मुझे प्रॉब्लम है। हम लाइफ में सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं। मेरे पास इतनी बुरी कंडीशन भी देखी कि मैंने सुबह सोचता था कि बच्चों की फीस कहाँ से लेके आऊंगा, 1 रुपए नहीं होता था पास में। और आज देखो सब कुछ है, हार्ड वर्क क्या के सब कुछ मिलता है। कामयाबी ऐसी चीज नहीं कि नहीं मिल सकती, बस आपके अंदर जुनून, वो विल पावर होनी चाहिए। और जो मेहनत करता है ना, वो एक दिन जरूर सक्सेस जरूर मिलती है उसको। कभी भी मेहनत कभी खाली नहीं जाती किसी की भी। तो यूथ को यही बोलना चाहूंगा कि एक तो स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन के लिए स्पेशली, कि इंडिया में आप कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स कर रहे हो, आपका फ्यूचर बहुत अच्छा है। तकरीबन मेरे ख्याल से हर स्पोर्ट्स की तो लीग चल रही है, और इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशंस में इतने मेडल्स के बाद इतनी अच्छी जॉब मिल रही है आप सबको, काफी अवार्ड मिली हुई है। तो आपके साथ आपके पूरी फैमिली की लाइफ ठीक हो रही है। तो स्पोर्ट्स में आपका फ्यूचर बहुत अच्छा है। और वैसे भी यूथ को मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि आप लाइफ में अचीव करने के ऊपर ध्यान रखिए, अपनी लाइफ को चेंज करने के ऊपर ध्यान रखिए, आप सब कुछ हासिल कर सकते हैं।
दैट इज, ये काफी सही कहा आपने सर। हर चीज एक सिर्फ एक्सक्यूज होता है टू चीजों से भागने के लिए, बट अगर ठान लिया तो हम वो चीज पक्का। आई सर, काफी सारे चैट बॉक्स में क्वेश्चन है, बट आई एम रियली सॉरी टू एवरीवन सर। एक्चुअली हम लोग थोड़ा, सर इज रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम, बट आई एम प्रीटी श्योर कि हम इनसे जल्दी आगे बात कर पाएंगे। एंड सर, आई एम रियली सॉरी एंड आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल कि आप यहाँ आए, आपने हम सबसे बात की। यार, थैंक यू सो
कोई
मच
बात नहीं,
सर।
मैं खुश हूँ कि मेरी वजह से कुछ मोटिवेट हो सकेंगे। तो
ओके, जस्ट अ सेकंड।
मुझे खुशी है कि मैं आप सबको टाइम दे सका। ओके जी,
जी सर, हमें भी काफी खुशी है कि हम आपका जर्नी सुन पा रहे हैं, हम आपसे ऐसे बात कर पा रहे हैं. So yes.
ओके जी, हैव अ गुड
Have a good day, sir, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for joining us. It was truly inspirational.
थैंक यू वेलकम 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 वेलकम
Okay, so hearing from the captain of Kabaddi Team India is a very plus, and I am really sorry we just couldn't ask all the questions, but I'm pretty sure we soon will. So now moving ahead with our event. So introducing this girl, I am so proud to introduce her. Like it is a pleasure for me. So she is like she achieved a great deal at a very small age, and yes, I am talking about the Wonder Girl, Janvi Panwal ma'am. Okay. Today, very well known as the Wonder Girl of India, Janvi stands as a true inspiration to all of us. At the age of 17, she can speak 9 different accents. The thing that differs Janvi ma'am from us is while the children of her age were looking for the childish ambitions, she actually cleared her 10th grade when she was just 11 years old. Since then, ma'am has always been ahead of clock, and now she is pursuing BA third year. If we start counting ma'am's accomplishments, we will be so proud, but the list might not end. So I will just quote a few. She addressed more than 150 IAS officers of North Zone of 9 states alongside the Chief Minister of Haryana. She was also entitled as Ratane Hindustan. She was honored to meet the President of India, uh, Ramnath Kovindji. She was also honored with Child Prodigy Award for her exceptional talent by Meena Kumar. She addressed the audience of 7,000 people as the chief guest in an international film festival. She has been part of the TEDx speaker and Josh speaker because her story truly is inspirational. She has also anchored a BBC show. With a desire to learn and educate towards work, she overcomes all the challenges, and today she stands as a true inspiration to all of us. So yes, presenting you all our next speaker for Next Think Tank 2020, Janvi Panwal ma'am.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me here. I am Janvi Pawar, and I am not in graduation third year now. I'm done with my graduation. I'm going to pursue my master's very soon. And thank you so much for having me here. The speaker before me, Deepak sir, it was amazing to listen to him. And before that too, I forgot his name and I'm sorry for that. But much power to you, sir. The topic you talked about takes so much courage for whatever you talked about. It takes so much courage that you came forward and talked about this. You are so inspiring and such an inspiration. And thanks to your club for having me here to be among you people. And so yeah, let's get started. Well, introducing myself first, I am Janvi Pawar, and I'm 17 years of age, and I'm going to be doing masters very soon. I speak in 9 different accents, which are British, American, RP, Posh, Australian, Scottish, Canadian, Norfolk, Cockney. I'm also learning 3 different languages, French, Japanese, and Spanish. I'm almost done with my Japanese, and I'm learning French and Japanese. And I'm from Haryana, so I also know Haryanvi, and I also know Hindi. Hindi is my national language, of course. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. And you all, I like to share some of the most amazing experiences of my life from every 17 years old teenage girl and what I've learned from 17 years of my life and how it has been and how I did everything and how I learned different accents, you know. So as Deepak sir just in his speech said, like there is nothing like excuses and you can do anything. Same kind of situation and same kind of scenario kind of occurs to me because every time I start speaking in English, people are always like, you're a Haryanvi girl. How come you are speaking in English? Like, don't you think it's a little contradictory? And especially you're speaking in different accents, that's way more contradictory. I mean, you're not from a really rich family, or you were not born in America or Britain. But the worst part of it all, it's just that we think it's worse, even though it's not, is that how much people can criticize you and how much people can put you down. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that when you let other people control yourself, like when I was 7 or 8 years of age, I've always been this stage kind of a person. When I was 6 years of age, I started anchoring, the stage, anchoring school anchoring, annual days anchoring, and I was 6 at that time. So I've always been a kind of stage kind of girl, an extrovert one. So people in Haryana, especially in my town in Haryana where I live, so people always used to have a really weird expression. They always used to be like, you know what, that's kind of impossible that you can speak in English and so fluently, and you're lying about something and you don't even know. Like, the problem with us was, like, me and my dad, we actually knew like this is English and we gotta learn English is important, but we never knew how much English we can learn to at the last position. So my story kind of takes me back before I was born. I was born in 2003, and my story is started before 2003. So my dad always shares a story that it took a kind of like at coaching from an institution when even I wasn't born. So over there, they were teaching my dad how to deal with parenting, how to deal with your children. So my dad had this dream, like my child, my daughter or my son won't be having a problem with English, because at that time, English was this, standard language. Like, if you know English, you tend to be intelligent. If you know English, if you know how to speak English, that's like the best thing ever. At that time, I think it was, and still is. I mean, people always think I'm intelligent because I speak in English in all different accents. So I was born in a normal village, in a normal Haryana village, in a Haryanvi family. Everyone used to talk in Haryanvi. My dad was an English teacher. He actually had a problem with his pronunciation because of his Haryanvi and Hindi accent. So he always like dealt with that. And the time when I started learning English, and even when I used to talk a little bit in English, people always used to be like, like, don't be such an American or such a Britisher, just sit your ass down and just do whatever you're already doing. It's not. And then people even started to question my father, like, what do you want from this girl, huh? What do you actually want from this girl? Let her be. This thing happened. I mean, this was fine until I was in school, and I was like the youngest in my class. So students always used to be like, she's a different one. We don't want to talk to her. She's a different one. Even when a new student used to come in class, so the old students always used to be like, you know what? Don't talk to her. She's a different one. She talks in English all of the time. And, just don't talk to her. That's it. I used to study in a normal town school, not even a town school. It was a village school. And it was a private one though. And even the teachers didn't like speak in Hindi properly. So everyone, like literally everyone basically hated me for me being such an English speaker. Or even when I used to speak in Haryanvi, people used to be like, you are too small to be with us, just get the hell out of here. So that was the kind of treatment I was given in my class. And after that, when I started speaking in English, you know how people criticize every time at every point. So here I like to give an example. People criticize me a lot, like literally so much. When I started first talking in English, people were like, English is not that big a deal if you're going to go to some posh cities like Delhi, or you're going to go to Mumbai. So even if there is a child who is 3 or 4 years of age who's going to speak in English, and very mind-blowing English, if you mind, and I'm like, yeah, you're correct. And after that, to improve my English, me and my dad, we went to every institute of English. And to be honest, over here, I literally didn't know, like, what am I doing? Why am I learning English? Or why is my dad focusing so much? It's just that my interest was being created in this stuff. I mean, it's not about a 3-year or a 6-year would know, like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do in the future? I mean, you're never going to know what you want to do in the future when you're 6 or 7. It's just basically that I'm just 6 years of age. I don't even know what I want to do in future. I don't even know why am I on this earth. So interest was being created. It's all up to us what we take our interest in, what we pursue. Interest actually happens when we look at someone and that thing just like, is way too attractive, and we go like, this is what you want. This is what I want to do. This is so amazing because this person has all the money, this person has all the talents, and this is what I want to do. That's how we attract things, and that's how we make some things our passion. So it basically is, we attract different people, we attract different things in our lives, and we get through it all. So I was doing the same thing. It was basically my dad telling me, like, if you are going to learn English, so this is going to happen. If you're going to learn English, this is going to happen. People are going to appreciate you. Well, instead of appreciating me, it was kind of the opposite of appreciating. It was basically people getting away from me because I was different from all of those. Because I was different, that I wasn't speaking in Haryanvi, and mind them all, I can speak in a really nice Haryanvi. I mean, I talk in Haryanvi most of the times with my family, well, I don't have many friends, so yeah, I do know how to talk. So, but at that time I had to practice every time to talk in English, and I had this great interest, like no matter what people say. The problem is whenever people are going to face something like that, like, no, people have started to make fun of me, we people tend to drop that thing at that same point. Like the moment we got to face some challenges, the moment it becomes a little difficult, we people tend to drop that thing. And that's the problem. No matter how many dreams you have, how many goals you have, but the moment people are going to tell you this is how it's not supposed to be, you're just going to drop it, because we are basically letting other people control our lives. We're giving the reins of our life into someone else's hands, and someone else who we don't even know. We are not ourselves. So to learn English, what me and my dad used to do was, but basically my dad, he went from every coaching institute of English, and everyone used to deny. Everyone used to be like, your kid is too small to be here. We went to the topmost English institutes like British Council and Lingua, everywhere. And everyone used to be like, she's too small to be here. And we can't do that. We can't take a normal kid. I mean, we're not going to take her until she's 16. And I was 16 before 8th of November. So yeah, I knew how to talk in English before those people. So it's kind of, when you achieve things that you wanted to do, it's a great thing. But if you're just going to drop it in the middle of it, and that's going to be the worst feeling ever. You're going to pick up little things. You're going to pick up different things every day. You're going to learn different things every day. And we tend to leave it because people ask us to. Everyone speaks from their own experiences. We don't know how it's going to be like to somebody in somebody else's shoes. We let other people handle it so much. A little example, if you are a student, or if you are a job working person, and you go to your job, to your workplace, and you see someone over there wearing a really branded dress, like a colleague of yours is wearing like a Gucci or a Versace or red bottom heels, and then you're like, how come she is wearing that dress? I'm going to buy a more branded dress than her. We change ourselves for other. This is like the actual reaction. How come she or he is doing it? Why not me? We don't do it for the positive things. We do it for the idiotic things, to be honest. So it's not about like what you can do. It's just about we are changing ourselves for different people, for people who we're not even going to see for, for the rest of our lives. We change ourselves for those. We never do this like we are standing in front of a mirror and then we feel good about ourselves. I mean, changing yourself is never a bad thing. If you don't like the way you look, so you can change that. But it's just because like you have to do that. It has to be for you, not for other people, not because other people are telling you, hey, you look so bad, you got to change how you got to change how you're looking or how your physical appearance is. They don't like it. So what you got to do is you don't have to listen to those people. Those people have their own opinion and their own thoughts. I mean, you can just, take an example of this, how you judge different people and how you look at different people. So everyone has different kind of opinions. So you do it for yourself, be you. For the being me example, let me tell you this. Have you ever like been in a public place with you and your friend cracks a really nice joke and you're not going to laugh out loud because you're too scared? Oh, this is a public place. I can't laugh out too loud. What are people going to think about me? That's like your actual reaction. Like, Oh, okay, haha. Even if we want to laugh, we won't because we're too scared. But people, well, there is no one in this room, so I'm sorry for the expressions I'm doing right now. But we're too scared what people are gonna think about us, even when we're gonna laugh. So that's how scared we are to be us. You have to be you. It's a really small life. If you're gonna waste this life for looking into different people's lives and for changing yourself for different people, it's gonna take you a hell lot of time, people, to do what you want to do, not for people. But if you want to do something for people, that I can say, do something good for people, spread happiness. You know, if you're gonna spread happiness, the happiness is gonna come back to you. Just be positive as much as you can. If you're gonna be negative all of the time, you're gonna attract negative things in your life. So the moment I was telling you about my story, like how my dad went to different institutes, so we took some online classes. I started watching BBC News to improve my accent. I started watching CNN News to improve my accent. Al Jazeera to, I even started mimicking Arnab Goswami, and that's when people started telling me, you don't know how to speak in English. Again, one more criticism, and people were like, you just mimic people, all right? You don't know how to speak English. You're not a native English speaker. You just know how to mimic people, and that's it. And that's not such a nice thing. So my talent, or I wouldn't say it as a talent, it was basically the practice. I used to watch BBC News and CNN News simultaneously, and after like half an hour of a report, or like how long the news was, and after BBC and CNN both playing on two TVs simultaneously, I used to repeat the whole news, like where from the report is reported, what was the name, what was the news about. So I used to repeat that whole. So it was basically my practice, and from there I started learning accents, then YouTube tutorials, then some online classes from some websites and all. I mean, we searched all over the place, and I finally did it. It's just not about giving up. It's just that the moment you start doing it, the universe gonna basically send you signs. I mean, it's not like, there is a Bollywood dialogue too. I don't know which person says it, but it's kind of like a dialogue, like अगर आप किसी चीज को काफी शिद्दत से चाहते हैं तो पूरी you know, there is a कायनात आपको मिलवाने में उससे कोशिश करना शुरू कर देती है, and something like that, like, yeah, SRK, yeah. So it's something like that. Like, if you really want that thing's gonna come to you. That thing's literally going to come to you. You know, sometimes it happens with us, whatever we are thinking about before we sleep, so that thing just comes in our dreams and all. So people, if you're gonna think positive things are gonna come into your life. If you're gonna think negative, so negative things are gonna come into your life. It's just about how your mindset is. It's about having a positive mindset. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? If you have a nice confidence, what's the worst that could happen? People are going to laugh at you. Well, at least you made someone laugh. Look at the brighter side of the things. Look at the positive side of the things. There are so many positive things happening in the world right now. Even when it was COVID, well, the worst part was that people were dying so much, and I feel so bad about that. But for you, if you were safe and everything, it was a nice thing too. Instead of getting bored, you people must have done a whole lot of productive things. So there are gonna be challenges in your path, no matter what your age is, whether you're 16, whether you're 17, or whether you're 30, whether you're 40. If you want to do something, you got to do something. It's not like, you know, when you were little, when you were like 15 or 16, you thought about dreams, and now those dreams have like changed, and those dreams have changed. Now your situation determine your dreams. We let our situations determine a dream. Situations can let your situation determine for a while, for like a temporary thing, because that's what your scenario is at right now. Otherwise, your dreams are dreams. What you got to do is what you got to do. There are no basically time for excuses for something you want to do. There is no less time. Everyone got 24 hours. Believe me, everyone got 24 hours. It's just that you have to be way more productive. So when I was telling you my story, yes, there are going to be challenges. When I started first learning English, there were challenges. How to learn English? Then I got no friends. Then on every Sunday, when I was 11 or 12 years, when I was from 8 years to 12 years, on every Sunday, my dad used to take me to Delhi, which is 70 kilometers away from my home, from one way, and 70 kilometers back. So he used to take me to Delhi, to Red Fort, to India Gate, where I can meet foreigners who were like Russians, Britishers, Americans, so that I can meet them and I can talk with them. And after talking and after having a great conversation with them, I can practice my English. That's how I practice my English. So it's never about, it's never about working so much, or it's never about hard work. Hard work is just what we tend to give the name of. Hard work as a student or as a person, it should be basically our religion. That's it. Whatever you do and whatever, if you have put your mind and your heart and your soul into it, it becomes your religion. You don't care about the timing. The moment you start doing anything, and if you really got to create a new interest, even if at age 30 or at age 40, you can't do that. It's not difficult. Nothing is difficult. It's us who makes it difficult. It's us who makes it more, difficult, and like it's so difficult and we gotta work hard. No, you don't gotta work hard. It's just you who are thinking you gotta work hard. If you're gonna do a nice little thing, if you're just gonna do it with all the happiness in the world, and people also tend to think like, you know what, we have to get out of our comfort zone to do this thing. We are so scared to get out of our comfort zones that we forget, like, to get out of our comfort zone, we're going to do something that brings us more comfort. So how can you think like it's getting out of our comfort zone? No, it's never like that. It's just like some things that's giving you more comfort. For that, you have to get out of your bed and out of your room. Be productive, be positive. And it's about having a really nice mindset, and that's it. So I had all of the kind of things which I did, the anchor person was saying about me, like how I address more than 150 IAS officers. That also was like a really nice little situation, because I was 12 years of age at that time, and I never really know like where am I going for a program. I thought it was going to be just a normal program, but it was not. I went going to be addressing 150 IAS officers along Chief Minister of Haryana. My expressions were blank. Like, are you in your dreams or something right now? I'm a 12-year-old child, so why? It's because, when you believe in yourself, it's because then I believe in myself, like, maybe you must have the capability of speaking in front of these people. Maybe you have that. So it's all about, you gotta believe in yourself. We are too scared, like what other people are gonna say. They're gonna think we don't know anything. It's about being confident. Even if you don't know anything, you gotta have the confidence of asking people like what that thing is. So you gotta have that confidence when you can tell people like, hey, I don't know about it. I've not heard about it. It's not important to be a master of all the fields. It's just, you got to have the confidence of learning new things. It's just, you got to have the confidence of acquiring more and more knowledge, because knowledge is an ocean. Let me tell you, when I was 11 years of age, I even started with like improving my general knowledge. I used to speak the whole periodic table in like 27 to 30 seconds from 1 to 100. So I used to do so many things. And then people were like, don't you feel like you're under pressure or you're under stress? Like, no, I don't even know what stress or what depression or pressure is. It's just what people tend to say, you must be under pressure. And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm under pressure. No, you are not. It's something you love doing. It's just, you are telling me it's pressure. For me, it's fun. So it's about you having a nice mindset. It's about you. It's not about other people. So from my life, from 17 years, I've only learned that don't listen to people. And if you are listening to people, if you are listening to negative critics, take them positive, because criticism can be the biggest helper of your life. My dad and my mom are the biggest critic of my life. Like my dad he just entered my room. So if he's gonna hear me speaking right now, after the speech, he's gonna be like, okay, you were fine, but if you could have added this, you could have been more fine. So whoever is your biggest critic, instead of taking that person as a negative one, take them as a positive one, and just work on that thing. Like, yeah, okay, if that is my field, I gotta do this. So people, just start looking for critics, start looking for people experiences, and you learn from experiences. Most of the times I'd always ask you to build a reading habit, because the moment you're going to build a reading habit, you're going to learn about different new things, you're going to learn about new things, you're going to read so much, and you're going to learn about people's experiences. And the more you're going to learn about people's experiences, the more you're going to be great, because we learn from experiences. I have read books like novels kind of books. I've listened to my dad. I've listened to different people telling their life stories, and that's how I can speak. So it's about just having that confidence. And I'd also like I like to ask you people to be confident in your field, to have belief in yourself and what you do. Otherwise, just ask people. Otherwise, just have confidence in learning new things. And that's it. That's is the main lesson of my whole 17 years of life. And I'm still looking forward to just, move forward and learn new things, and learn new things from people, and to do many other things. And never ever be overconfident in what you do. Never be overconfident. Let me share a little example. When I was titled the Wonder Girl of India, I was 11 years of age. And when I was titled the Wonder Girl of India, I was invited to a program nearby my city. And I was a bit overwhelmed at that time, like, yeah, it's finally happening. What is happening and all that stuff. So I became a little bit overwhelmed, and that thing didn't go well. So it's about just have the confidence and everything's going to go right. Don't be overconfident stuff, because you never know what kind of person you may face. You can never judge someone from their looks, or from how the way they look, and from how they speak, their knowledge and stuff. You can never judge that. So people, just be confident, be positive, spread happiness. And for me, I have changed dreams a whole lot of times, because experiences tells you to change your dreams. First, I wanted to be a judge, then an IAS officer, then to be an anchor, now back to IAS officer, then back to something else. But the main goal of my life is to be happy and to spread happiness. Because the moment you're going to do this, because the moment you're going to be grateful for things, you're going to build something new. You're going to be making people laugh in rooms. You're going to enter a room, and the room's going to glow up from your presence. So that's it. That's all I can say. And thank you so much for having me here. It's such a pleasure to be among you guys. Thank you, everyone. And also, there was a query in between the program, like, how do I feel achieving so much at such a tender age? To be honest, I feel pretty normal, because my mom and dad are always getting mad at me for being annoying, for being irritating, and for being immature and childish most of the times. Because it's just that, when I'm on stage or when I'm addressing people, so while I'm doing that, I'm a whole different person. But when I'm in my real life and all like that, in my normal life, so I'm back to being not even a 17-year-old kid, maybe like a 12 or 13 one. So yeah, I feel pretty normal of what I've done. It's just I know that there are so many people out there in the world who have done way better than me and who are way more talented than me, and I can do much better and I can achieve much better. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Janvi ma'am. Me asking you to give a youth message is not even a question, because your entire, you can say, addressing was inspiring us. I would never, if I just hear your voice, I could never say that I am listening to a 17-year-old speaking and giving a session out there. The way you talk, the way your mindset is so positive and full of happiness. No one can go sad around you, to be honest.
Thank you so much.
I am not asking any question. I heard you saying Haryanvi, if I'm saying it right. I don't know how to pronounce that thing. So it was ऐसा दो अलग लोगों का आवाज सुन लिया मैंने. I felt that thing. So is it possible just one little sentence is in Haryanvi? Anything you would like to say? Just one.
मैंने थारे बीच में आगा घणे बढ़िया लग गया और मैंने आगे भी बुलाते रही हो. Thank you.
Oh my God. The switch is so quick from a typical accent, the typical English accent, to the thing where you belong from. It truly shows that even after achieving so much, you are still connected to your base, from where you started.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really, really a pleasure to have you with us. And yeah, hope to be in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So I guess the session actually inspired a lot of us, and काफी लोग का mindset and all have been changed right now. नहीं तो I'm pretty sure कि आगे जरूर होगा. That is what I think. So now let's not talk much and move to the to the next session for the evening, that is the panel. So now we had a lot of inspirational stories and inspirational speeches session given. Now it's a actual time to hear the thoughts of the people here, and to know what is the real situation here is. So now, before starting, I would like to just give a little information about the panel's topic. So the topic goes like, is India a job seeker country or a job maker country? So we all know that India is a hub of talent, of which youth forms an essential part. Majority of the intellectuals wishes to settle abroad, getting proper opportunities to grow. On the contrary, there are, you can say, extensive population to drive and fulfill the labor intensive market in India. So there's a considerable risk in FBIs and MNCs entering the Indian economy. So this is what the thing is, like, India is also a place where we have got so many intellectual youth, and at the same time we have got the small scale industries which also needs to be boosted up. So we have got here eminent panelists with us, sharing their views on the same. So I request Team Technicals to please get the video. Yeah, the panelist for Next Think Tank 2020. DRRE Rotarian Retractor Rajesh Dhoni, digital entrepreneur. Mr. Amit Singh, entrepreneur from the textile manufacturing sector. Mr. Anuj Jindal, the entrepreneur from the educational field. And PDRR Retractor Nikhil Lokhande, agro and social entrepreneur. And the moderator for the same, Retractor Vishal Rathod. So yes, now my job as a host here is done for now, and over to the moderators and the panels, and looking forward for it. Thank you so much.
Hi, Nikesh.
Hi.
Hi, Anuj.
Well, I request Team Technical mute everyone. Like I was stuck with the same thing. So can Team Technicals please unmute everyone?
First of all, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you panelists. We are yet, I guess, one short of a panelist right now. So we are waiting for Amit Singh, sir, right?
Yeah,
Apeksha, do we have him?
just a second. Yeah, Amit sir.
Yeah, we have him. Amazing. First of all, Team Technicals, are all the panelists on unmute mode? Please do confirm. Team Technicals.
Yes.
I guess Amit sir is not yet unmute. Guys,
Yes, confirm.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Yeah, so first of all, once again, a warm welcome to all you esteemed panelists from your respective fields and sectors. And I myself take this a great opportunity to be a moderator for this amazing panel discussion that we're gonna have ahead of here. So once again, I would like to welcome Amit sir, Anuj sir, Nikhil sir, and Rajesh sir for this unique panel discussion. We have had a good time till now, talking and listening to many speakers from various fields and backgrounds, sharing their experiences and motivating all of we youths. And now we stand ahead with this one question that each youth have after or while studying, that I'm studying, but what next? What next? That should I opt for a job? Should I opt for a startup, I be an entrepreneur. What should I do? Should I join my tax business? So this is the whole thing that we are gonna have discussions around, hovering around. Adding to that, seeing the unemployment issues, or you can say an opportunity in disguise, is as and when we how we can manipulate it, how we understand it, how we try to overcome it. We can talk about that. So firstly, I would like to have a crisp 2 minutes opinion from each of you, one by one, that how do you opine on whether if is India a job seeker nation or a job maker nation? Starting with you, Amit sir.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Just a second. Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me well? I'm
Yes,
audible. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much again. Okay. So I'll first share my opinion because you guys are starting right now. I've been into this phase earlier, and I wish I could have been involved in activities like this, in like empowering activities like this at that point of time. That could have helped me a lot, thinking ahead. So talking about that, India, I mean, as our India is moving towards a direction on its own, there are several things in play and motion. But what our role is, that's kind of what is important. So as a entrepreneur, as a student, anyone, kind of understanding what's going on, and kind of motivating, empowering, doing sessions like this, talking to people, and then share your opinion, and then understanding everything and implementing whatever you've learned, whatever education of the market. Once you do that, is automatically you will find your path. You can either go for a job. It's you'll have your own call. Like either you feel that you need some experience before kind of doing something on your own, you can do that. That's something call that will receive, and that's what I would say, that it's something life will play on its own. Just do positive things around. Just what I didn't catch her name. I was listening to her. Being such an personality will help you move forward towards anything positive, right?
That's amazing from your side, Amit sir. Over to you, Nikhil sir.
Okay, so hi guys, and thank you, RC Ambarnath, so Aishwarya, Apeksha, and Girisha for inviting us on this amazing event, and even you guys partnered with 2 districts. So that's an amazing achievement. So congrats on that. And talking about the India is a job seeker or जॉब मेकर. सो मैं जो फील्ड में काम करता हूँ, फार्मिंग एंड सोशल सेक्टर, सो वहाँ पे हमेशा इंडिया इज अ जॉब मेकर. एंड ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि फार्मिंग एक ऐसा फील्ड है जहाँ पे इंडिया अराउंड 76% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन डिपेंड करता है फार्मिंग पे. एंड अगर मैं बोलूँ कि ये कोई मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी या फिर कोई बाहर की आउटसाइड कंपनी अगर आके इतना जॉब प्रोवाइड नहीं कर सकती. एंड फार्मिंग एक ऐसा सेक्टर है जो इंडिया की इतने बड़े पॉपुलेशन को सपोर्ट करता है. एंड देखा जाए तो बहुत सारे ऐसे नए नए इनिशिएटिव है, नए नए आइडियाज है, नए प्रोडक्ट है, वो पूरे डिपेंड करते हैं फार्मिंग पे. एंड अगर आज का जो यूथ है एंड इवन सब लोग, अगर हम लोग भी चाहे तो फार्मिंग उतना जनरेट कर सकता है इनकम. सो मेरे हिसाब से इन फार्मिंग सेक्टर इंडिया इज जॉब मेकर. बट अगर इंडिया वाइज बोली जाए तो इंडिया का इतना ज़्यादा है, जॉब मेकर बन के यूज़ नहीं है, हमें जॉब सीकर भी चाहिए. मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज जो है उनको जॉब्स की और सर्विसेज की ज़रूरत है और इंडिया वो प्रोवाइड कर सकता है. तो मेरे हिसाब से इंडिया दोनों साइड में आता है.
Vishal?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I went on mute. I don't know how. So that was really right from you, Nikhil sir. regarding the agricultural sector that we see in India right now. So going towards the educational sector, I would like to hear it from Anuj sir that what educational sector has for the nation right now.
आई थिंक जब 10 मिनट का थोड़ा सा डिस्कशन रखेंगे अगर टाइम मिलता है तो देन आई प्रॉब्ली बी मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन टॉकिंग अबाउट एजुकेशन पर से बट एक चीज़ मैंने आज आफ्टरनून में लिखी थी एंड इट वाज वेरी रैंडम एंड आई थॉट ये यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छे से फिट हो रही है जो मुझे लगता है, तो आई जस्ट टॉक अबाउट इट ब्रीफली. तो बात इस तरह से है कि जो इंसान सपट रास्ते पर चढ़ता है, पैदल चल रहा है, उसके लिए गिरना बहुत आसान है और गिर भी गया तो चोट नहीं लगेगी. लेकिन उसी तरफ एक दूसरा इंसान भी हो सकता है जो कि सपट रास्ते पर ना चल के पहाड़ पे चढ़ रहा है, हु इज वॉकिंग ऑन अ स्लोप, एन अप स्लोप. अगर वो गिर गया तो चोट तो लगेगी ही, लेकिन चोट ऐसी भी लग सकती है कि फिर से ना चल पाए, हड्डी भी टूट सकती है, इस तरह से भी चोट लग सकती है कि फिर से खड़ा भी ना हो पाए. सो बीइंग अ जॉब सीकर इज लाइक सपट रास्ते पर चलना है. चॉइस इंडिया की एज अ होल नहीं है. आई थिंक चॉइस यू एज अ पर्सन हैव टू मेक दैट चॉइस कि आप जॉब सीकर बनना चाहते हैं या जॉब मेकर बनना चाहते हैं. दोनों ही रास्ते पर चल रहे हैं, दोनों इंसानों में कोई कमी नहीं है, बट आपको चूज करना है कि आपको अप स्लोप पे जाना है या फिर आपको पैदल सपट रास्ते पर चलना है. जहां पर आप गिर गए तो भी आपको चोट लगेगी तो कम लगेगी, लेकिन जब जॉब मेकर की बात होती है तो आपके साथ बहुत सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज होती हैं. प्रोबेबली 20 लोग, 30 लोग, 50 लोग आपके साथ काम कर रहे होते हैं. यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दोज पीपल. तो अगर आप गिरेंगे, आपने कुछ गलती करी या आपने कुछ ऐसी गलती करी जिसकी वजह से उन सब लोगों की लाइवलीहुड भी अफेक्ट हो रही है, तो प्रोबेबली हो सकता है कि आप फिर से ना खड़े हो पाए. सो डिफरेंस लाइज हेयर. अगर हम नेशन के ऊपर बात डाल देंगे तो वो कहना गलत होगा मेरे हिसाब से. ऑफकोर्स प्रॉब्लम सब जगह है. अगर हम चाइना की बात करें तो वहाँ पर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में स्पेशली वर्क एनवायरनमेंट मैंने खुद देखा है, बहुत सिंपल है. द गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट्स टू द एक्सटेंट जो हम यहाँ सोच भी नहीं सकते. बट यहाँ पर उन प्रॉब्लम्स के साथ भी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं और करते रहेंगे. स्टूडेंट्स को या जो भी फ्यूचर में जॉब सीकर या जॉब मेकर बनना चाहते हैं उनको डिसाइड करना है कि वो किस तरह के रास्ते पर चलना चाहते हैं. हैविंग सेड दैट, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द डिस्कशन और आगे बात करेंगे कि एग्जैक्टली जॉब मेकर बनना है तो किस तरह से बनना है.
जरूर जरूर सर, बहुत बखूबी आपने एक्सप्लेन किया हमें कि हम कैसे चॉइसेस कर सकते हैं और वो कंप्लीटली एक इंडिविजुअल की चॉइस होती है कि वो एक जॉब सीकर बने या जॉब मेकर बने, जो एट द एंड कहीं ना कहीं जाके एक क्यूमुलेटिव वे में कंट्री को अफेक्ट करता है. Having been said that, this is an age of digitalization where the internet nexus commands the whole world, the global village. So here we go to know it from the digital entrepreneur himself, Rajesh Dhoni sir, about his opinion on this issue.
All right. Am I audible? I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you are.
All right. First and foremost, thank you, RC Ambarnath, for inviting me. And again, as Nikhil said, kudos for a brilliant feat, a first time ever, a next think tank done between two districts. So kudos to that, and truly humbled that I'm, sitting with Nikhil, Anuj, and Amit through this panel. Thank you for this opportunity. If I had to say and give an opening address, and wholly solely coming from a digital perspective, I think we are in the exact inverse proportion to what, like Nikhil said, when it came to the agricultural field. Digitally, we are still a job seeker. We are a hotspot for talent recruitment worldwide. I'm not saying the dynamic is not changing; it's changing drastically. But I feel right now India is sitting with an entire generation that currently wants to live with fads. The fad of going abroad and being a job seeker, claiming better opportunities is more trending than staying back in your country and probably helping your own economy boost up when the whole world is looking at your economy as a good source of human resource. So it's that dichotomy that we are stuck with. It's a generation that I hope panels like this happen more often, wherein generations like this realize that they're at the cusp of probably creating the next big thing, because you're sitting in a country that has 17% of the world population. So if you want to become a job maker, you're sitting in probably one of the most fertile places possible. However, because of the opportunity of a better lifestyle, that has been, put forward by people all around. People take the second option. So I think I'll start the discussion with an opening remark that will probably, spark or ignite a little bit of a conversation, and hopefully this could create a dialogue and, have a very fruitful narrative for all of those who are watching.
Surely. So on that very note, I would like to take a heads up from all of you that if you guys could jump in for a discussion yourself from here on for a few minutes, like a collective discussion which and I won't meddle in because for great leaders and great heads talking in, I don't make much sense there. I would love to just listen to it. And by the end of that, I would have one personalized question for each of you related to your fields. So I think, how does that sound?
Sounds good. Thumbs up.
I think
All right, so
हम लोग okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Anuj, go ahead.
Okay, so I think we are all of us are from different fields. So I just had a small idea in mind, and I would like to share it with you and also get some feedback कि exactly वो idea आपकी fields में भी काम करता है नहीं करता है, because if it is not universal, it makes no sense at all. So when I started with my own journey of being an entrepreneur, which started as a hobby, I felt after some time कि मैं अपने काम को 2 parts में divide कर सकता हूँ. एक हो गया मेरा core और एक हो गया मेरे peripherals. तो core हो गया वो area जो मेरा passion है या फिर जो मुझे करना आता है, जिस पे मुझे confidence है. और peripherals वो areas हो गए जो मुझे एक business, एक company, एक venture create करने में help करेगा. But at the same time, I am probably not too confident about those. And don't have the time कि मैं उन पे भी उतना ही focus कर पाऊँ. So what I did myself was to spend 60 to 70% of my energies in my core areas and to start searching for people who could handle the peripherals for me, to have either partners or employees who could look after those peripherals, but at the same time making sure कि मुझे भी वो peripherals समझ में आते हैं. For example, education की बात करें तो it started with the passion for teaching. I had experimented with a lot of things, worked in the government sector, worked in the private sector, and then I realized I don't get enticed, I don't get pumped up by any of those. So teaching की तरफ natural flow हुआ. But after starting with the venture, I realized that teaching is not only about teaching, it's also about having the right platform if you're going to go digital, having the right social media strategy, having the right digital marketing strategy, having the right designers with yourself so that you can design a good website and keep updating it, and having the right set of content with the right design. तो वो सारी चीजें समझ में आने लगी, but at the same time I knew कि अगर मैं इन चीजों पे ज्यादा फोकस करूंगा, I might lose focus on teaching, which is the core, जिसके बेसिस पे मैं एक कंपनी सेटअप करने की सोच रहा हूँ. तो मैंने पेरिफेरल्स को आइडेंटिफाई करके उनको स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए या तो पार्टनर्स ढूंढने शुरू किए या फिर ऐसे लोग ढूंढने शुरू किए who could take over or take care of those peripherals, and I could just fiddle with them once in a while. तो क्या ये strategy when we're talking about let's say social entrepreneurship, agriculture or digital, क्या आप लोग भी यही strategy follow करते आए हैं या कर रहे हैं?
Yeah, so I'll take it from here. So just to give another perspective. So luckily, like you started with teaching, and as a hobby, I can become an entrepreneur. Probably that's the major cases that you see around. People start with something and build around that. But for me, it happened other way around. Like I was a job seeker. Like I was doing jobs for quite a few years, and it just so happened that I landed up. It was a family thing which I decided to try it on. Then I got interested. Then I started understanding what entrepreneurship is. I started getting very, so there are three things which I've heard from others and which I believe also. 3 things is very much needed for entrepreneurship. 1 is hunger, 2nd is resilience, 3rd is curiosity. And as long as you have that, you will build upon it. You'll grow yourself. So for me, although I'm in textile industry right now, I don't have any background in textile. So I come from, and there are multiple cases you'll see in textile or in other sectors also, people are not from that background. So it doesn't need that you have to be core in the area you are building in. So for me, I'm learning I'm learning still. There's so many things to learn, obviously. So I try to develop myself in everything, whatever I feel like interested in. Uh, I try to aware myself, with the things first, and then start developing, finding people who can do it better. A little bit of understanding is needed, and then because I come from also MBA, something which I did, which give me this curiosity to understand everything, every field of it. So with finance, marketing, strategy, operation, that's what I love about entrepreneurship. Not the code area, because I don't come from that background, but the overall functionalities that I can build upon. I can look into operations, I look into marketing, sales. I look into everything. I think accounting, HR at the beginning. In the beginning, you have to, and later on, as you grow, then you'll find the right people, or you can find obviously co-founder. That's why most of the 70% or more than that has startup has co-founders, right? So it, I think, builds upon that. So over to you guys, Nikhil and Rahesh.
All right. I think I'll take it forward. Anuj, addressing the chain of thought that you have created. So I'm actually a business consultant as well, and when I say consultant, I cater to various different industries, and the points that you mentioned basically have to be woven into the fabric of you as an entrepreneur. So you focus on your core. You either find someone who, and actually I'll rephrase that. The things which don't come under your core, you should find a person who does that job better than you. All right. So, and let me emphasize on the word better than you. It's because it's not that you don't know how to do the job. It's just that you could spend your time doing something which you are more passionate about, and you have somebody who does it better for you. But I think I'll take that and anchor it towards what we are over here to discuss, which is, all in all, do we see this country as a job maker or a job seeker? I think to start off with, I just want to say that times are changing. The tide is, we are at that threshold where things are drastically changing for this country. We were never, in the eyes of anything capitalistic centric, a job maker. A job maker. We were always, a job maker. We only had people who would seek jobs for the longest period of time post our colonial term, apart from agriculture, and agriculture being obviously a major chunk of our industry at that point of time. We were more centric. The more skilled labor was always centric to be a job seeker, and it was unskilled labor that was always centric to look into being going in as a job seeker in the pharma industry. Times have changed though, because post-industrialization, and once, India is going through a phase 2 of industrialization probably let's say industrialization is hitting India for the first time, because it's matching with the consumerism that is hitting India also at the same time. So both of it is, this is amalgamation that is really working for India at the moment. But now things are changing, and I really feel, digital or non-digital, opportunities are now there for every youngster, every employed person to now think about it, that should I go into entrepreneurship? Years back, per se generations back, the previous generation, our parents' generation, unfortunately were not blessed with opportunities that we have. The fight was still for basic necessities and a basic way of life. However, today, I think majority of the youth in metropolitan cities live a way modern way of life than what our, say, predecessors or our previous generation would think. Hence, opening the opportunities. Today, we have startups like White Hat Junior, which is teaching 10-year-olds to code apps. The level of creativity and opportunities that these kids are going to get when they are open to, say, the new educational policy that has come out, and or say even if they go for an IB curriculum, their thought process and the way the practical knowledge is going to make them start thinking will probably help them or empower them to become job makers. Unfortunately, our generation saw this is just seeing the start of it, but the generations to come are going to really benefit. So I think right now we are still blinded, and this generation, that's what I feel, that this generation is the make or break generation of this country. Because if the brain drain stops for this country, India really has a future of being a superpower, because we will be able to be both a job maker and a job seeker. And I think that would be a fantastic feather to have in our hat going forward and becoming a better nation. So I feel that this generation is, and it's amazing that there's a panel like this for a topic like this, because I feel that industry-wise, we are obviously going to be subjective. Anuj is going to give us a very nice insight on the educational aspect. Amit will give on the textile, and Nikhil will give about the social. But if we could, let's put an accumulative thought as to, where does the nation altogether go? And I think I'll hand it over to Nikhil to take it forward.
So according to me, and I support the Anuj point that the very important in each and every sector. And if मैं अगर बात करूँगा कि about the job maker and jobs creator, so seeker, sorry, so यहाँ पे क्या मैटर करता है कि आपका पैशन किस फील्ड में है. एंड हमेशा नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि हमें पता ही नहीं होता हमारा पैशन किस वक्त में है, किस में. और मेजरली अराउंड, अगर मैं स्टैट्स वाइज बोलूंगा तो अराउंड, मतलब कोई एक इंडिया सर्वे टुडे का सर्वे रहता है, उसमें अराउंड 45% लोगों को पता ही नहीं है कि उनका पैशन क्या है. और उससे भी बहुत ज़्यादा लोग हैं जिनको पता है अपना पैशन क्या है, पर उसमें करे क्या वो नहीं पता है. एंड अगर इसी रिलेटेड में अगर बोलने जाऊँगी, इंडियन गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से हम लोग के पास बहुत सारे ऐसे मुद्रा लोन एंड बहुत सारे ऐसे और स्कीम्स है जिसमें हम उनको प्रमोट करते हैं कि आप बिजनेस करें. बट द इशू इज कि हमारे यहाँ पे लोग सिंपल लाइफ छोड़ना नहीं चाहते. सो मैं बेस्ट एग्जांपल दूंगा. जब भी मैंने आई थिंक आई एम ब्लेस्ड, अनुज एंड अमित को पता नहीं होगा कि इवन आई एम अ रोटरैक्टर. एंड हमने जब भी रोटरैक्ट स्टार्ट किया था, सो एवरी रोटरैक्टर हमेशा एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने का ही सोचता है. एंड ये खून में ही है. रोटरैक्ट में ज्वाइन जैसे करते हैं हम लोग, एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने की ही कोशिश करते हैं. एंड जैसे रोटरैक्ट जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ था, मैंने एनजीओ सेक्टर में काम करना शुरू किया था. बट जैसे हम लोग स्टार्टअप, कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर या फिर कोई स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करते हैं, हम लोग हमेशा यही सोचते हैं कि इनकम कहाँ से आएगा. एंड फर्स्ट कुछ ईयर्स में स्ट्रगल होती है, इनकम बहुत कम होता है, एंड वो पॉसिबल नहीं हुआ. सो मैंने जॉब स्टार्ट किया. प्रथम एनजीओ करके, प्रथम फाउंडेशन करके एनजीओ है, बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उनके साथ मैंने 3 साल काम किया. एंड तभी हमें समझ में आ गया कि जॉब करना कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है, पर उसी के साथ ही हमारा खुद का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या फिर खुद की इनकम सोर्स हो या फिर खुद के कुछ स्टार्टअप हो, वो भी बहुत मैटर करता है. एंड एट द सेम टाइम मैंने जब भी एग्रीकल्चर में, सो सोशल सर्विस में पता होगा कि सोशल सर्विस में इनकम उतना नहीं होता. जो एक्चुअल हार्डकोर सोशल वर्कर है, जो बिजनेस रिलेटेड सोशल वर्क है, उनका इनकम बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. सो जो हार्डकोर सोशल वर्कर है, उनके इनकम हमेशा कम होने की वजह से उन लोग क्या करते हैं. सो मैंने नया स्टार्ट किया कि हम लोग खुद सेल्फ सस्टेनेबल हो, तो उसके सपोर्ट में के लिए क्या होना चाहिए. सो हमारे पास एक लैंड था बहुत बड़ा, एक 10 एकर्स लैंड था. तो हम लोग ने सोचा कि वो लैंड से हम लोग इनकम जनरेट करेंगे और वो इनकम हम लोग सोशल सर्विस में यूज करेंगे. एंड उसी की वजह से मैं एक विलेज में अराउंड 50 जॉब्स क्रिएट कर पा रहा हूँ. तो उसका बेनिफिट्स कहाँ से आता है. अगर हम हमारे जैसे हर एक यूथ सोचेंगे कि हम लोग क्या करना चाहते हैं, हर एक ऐसे सेक्टर से जहाँ पे अभी तो ज़्यादा लोग पहुँचे नहीं है. और एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर अभी भी इतना बड़ा हो के भी जब भी मैं उसमें बात करता हूँ तो ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत कुछ मिसिंग है और बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है. और ऐसे सेक्टर में अगर, और एग्रीकल्चर एक ऐसा सेक्टर है वो हर चीज को कनेक्ट करता है. आपको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कुछ प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर करना है तो उसको रॉ मटेरियल एग्रीकल्चर से आता है. आपको कुछ मेडिसिन या फिर कोई भी चीज में अगर आपको रॉ मटेरियल लगता है, तो वो उसको एग्रीकल्चर का सपोर्ट होता है। मैं मैक्सिमम नहीं बोलूंगा, पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट नहीं बोलूंगा, पर बाकी सब। सो इंडिया में अगर देखा जाए तो इंडिया के पास एग्रीकल्चर या फिर बाकी जो सेक्टर्स है वहाँ पे बहुत अभी कैपेबिलिटी है और हम लोग बहुत एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। एंड अगर हम लोग ये बैलेंस मेंटेन कर पाए, क्योंकि इवन आई बिलीव रहेश का पॉइंट की सब लोग जॉब मेकर नहीं बन पाएंगे, क्योंकि फिर काम करने के लिए टीम कहाँ से होगी। तो टीम बनाने के लिए हमें जॉब सीकर भी चाहिए, एंड उसी के लिए इंडिया को वो बैलेंस बनाना, इवन इंडिया को बैलेंस बनाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। लास्ट टाइम अमित ने जैसे बोला कि मैं आई डू बिलीव कि ये इंडिविजुअल चॉइस है कि आपको क्या करना है, एंड वो हमेशा चॉइस ही रहेगा। बस आपको पता होना चाहिए कि मुझे क्या पसंद है और मुझे किस में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है।
Perfect, Nikhil. I think even I completely second what you said. You actually brought out a point which I feel is very essential. वो जो आपने you mentioned with the switch, कि कब जॉब छोड़ के ये करना है या कब ये करे. I think the underlying problem, apart from everything, is the lack of financial literacy that we as a whole, the youth have. When especially the youth have to make that choice. क्योंकि यहाँ पे वो concept of a fixed income, a passive income, a secondary passive income, a tertiary passive income is never in place. So we are always so hand to mouth, or our lifestyle matches so much to how much we earn, that as that जो risk करने का जो bandwidth बनानी पड़ती है, वो हम लोग from the start कभी बना ही नहीं पाते. And hence we say कि कभी वो opportunity present नहीं किया. But I think a lot of these opportunities have to be clawed. You have to claw your way through it. You have to dig your own opportunities. Because if you look at all the success stories of people who have become successful job makers, उन लोग भी तो कहीं ना कहीं एक adversity से ही उठ के आए हैं, and nobody was, they've all found their way to create or take that as an opportunity. So I feel if that passion and zeal is really in you, to drive it, and if you take those necessary requirements for, to get yourself financially balanced, to read enough, to know more about it, I think it's easy. It gives you a more calculated risk when you take that switch from being a job seeker to a job maker. You become, it's a more calculated risk then, I feel.
I think Nikhil and Rajesh both have beautifully pointed out the point of risk, the idea of risk and other things as well. मैं तीन छोटी-छोटी बातें करना चाहूँगा जो मुझे अभी याद आई. Number one is when we were talking about India being either a land of opportunities or not being a land of opportunities when it comes to being a job seeker or a job maker. तो मैंने बहुत साल पहले when I was in college, probably in my second year, so that would be 2009 or 10, उस टाइम पे मैंने किताब पढ़ी थी Gone with the Wind. It's a very thick book written by Margaret Mitchell, and she wrote only one book in her entire lifespan. And I remember that something that she mentioned in that book very clearly through a character. और बात ये थी कि the book was about the civil war in the US. तो उसमें जो main character होता है, lead जो character होता है, he's a businessman who deals in defense equipments during the war. So he's making a lot of money. So it's not about money, but it's about the idea in his head. तो वो एक बात बोलता है कि whenever a country is either going through depression or recession, which is an extreme side, or when a country is going through boom years, a lot of money coming in, a lot of opportunities flowing in, which and India is basically experiencing both. तो 2000 के बाद से हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा opportunities भी देखी हैं हमने, बहुत boom भी आया, and because of global issues and regional issues हम लोग एक recessionary cycle भी देख रहे हैं build up होती हुई. So in both these situations, according to him, according to the character, there are immense opportunities. चाहे वो recessionary scenario हो, चाहे वो boom scenario हो, opportunities बढ़ जाती हैं. It's about you as a person to look out for those opportunities and exploit them, use them. जैसे कि agriculture है, organic farming है, वो एक boom देख रहा है, which is going to build up in the next 20 years. Education, digital education especially, is witnessing a boom which is going to build up in the next 10 years. तो ये एक opportunities हैं जो हम देख रहे हैं build up होते हुए digitally. वी आर सीइंग कि कितनी ज़्यादा ग्रोथ हो रही है, कितनी फास्ट पेस पे ग्रोथ हो रही है, एंड वी हैव टू बिल्ड अपॉन इट, वी हैव टू यूटिलाइज दीज अपॉर्चुनिटीज, नहीं तो वो हाथ से निकल जाएंगी. So this is one point, and this is what separates job makers from job seekers. जॉब मेकर को पता होता है कि कहाँ पर अपॉर्चुनिटी है, और वो उस अपॉर्चुनिटी को यूज करने में इंटरेस्टेड भी होता है, और उसमें उसका रिस्क टेकिंग एबिलिटी भी होता है. तो वो सेकंड पॉइंट है कि डिफरेंशिएट कहाँ पर है. जैसे कि रहीश ने बोला था कि ट्रेडिशनली वी हैव बीन अ जॉब सीकर. व्हाई? द अंडरलाइंग रीजन इज कि हम लोग की रिस्क टेकिंग एबिलिटी नहीं है. हम लोगों को सिखाया नहीं जाता शुरू से, जो 3 Idiots में भी बताया गया था, सेम ही चीज बोली गई थी, that we are always taught, we are always told to look for jobs rather than to create jobs. तो जब तक हम वो रिस्क टेकिंग एबिलिटी खुद क्रिएट नहीं करेंगे अपने अंदर, तब तक हम लोग जॉब मेकर नहीं बन सकते. और एक छोटी सी बात जिससे आई थिंक आई कैन एंड वेरी वेल इज something that so I belong to a military school, और वहाँ पर I was declared unfit for the defense services due to my eyes. तो जब मैं वहाँ से निकल रहा था तो मेरे कमांडेंट ने, जो प्रिंसिपल होता है बेसिकली, he was a colonel, so he asked me one thing, and it was an advice more than something that he was asking. It was in the form of a question, but it was more like an advice. तो उन्होंने मुझसे पूछा कि आप मुझे बताओ जाने से पहले कि आपको जिंदगी काटनी है या जिंदगी जीनी है. एंड दैट इज समथिंग दैट हैज स्टेड विद मी एवर सिंस, कि जिंदगी काटना आप तब सीखते हैं व्हेन यू स्टॉप टेकिंग कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क्स. इट डज नॉट हैव टू बी अ गैम्बल, इट कैन बी अ कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क. बट अब जिंदगी जीना, जैसे कि जानवी मैम ऑल्सो पॉइंटेड आउट that of course she is also taking those risks every day in her life because she is doing something that no one else around her is doing. So but at the same time she's getting to live life through those calculated risks that she's taking. तो ये बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस है जिंदगी काटने में और जिंदगी जीने में. तो इंडिया की बात करें तो अगर जिंदगी जीनी है तो आई थिंक जॉब मेकर, बीइंग अ जॉब मेकर हैज इट्स ओन रिस्क्स, हैज इट्स ओन नेगेटिव्स, हैज इट्स ओन प्रॉब्लम्स, but at the same time this is where you can be in the next 10 years, 20 years, and this is the hotbed of international, international hotbed of creating jobs and creating entrepreneurship ideas, creating companies which can probably become big and Google like companies, or even if they are not big, they can actually create a difference, they can actually make a difference. जैसा कि निखिल सर ने बोला कि वो एक 50 लोगों को भी अगर अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहे हैं या फिर उनको एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे रहे हैं, दैट इज नॉट लेस. इट डज नॉट मीन कि आप 500 लोगों को दे रहे हो तो आप ज़्यादा बड़े हो या ज़्यादा काम करते हो, 50 को दे रहे हो तो कम काम कर रहे हो. इट डिपेंड्स कि आप कहाँ पर दे रहे हो, कैसी सिचुएशंस में हैं वो लोग, और आप कैसा एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट कर पा रहे हो, क्या क्या चेंजेस क्रिएट कर पा रहे हो. तो आई थिंक ये 3 चीज़ अगर ध्यान रखें लोग, स्टूडेंट्स जो भी सुन रहे हैं, तो दे कैन ट्रांसफॉर्म देमसेल्व्स फ्रॉम बीइंग जॉब सीकर्स टू जॉब मेकर्स. जॉब सीकर होने में भी कोई गलती नहीं है या फिर कोई खराबी नहीं है, but at the same time if you want to grow, if you want to experience better things in life, and lying in this hotbed India जहाँ पर ये सब opportunities अब create हो रही हैं, so I think you should be exploiting and using these opportunities.
Amit sir, would you like to add something?
Yeah, so I think 2 things we are talking here mostly. One is risk, other is passion, that I have heard all of you talking about, and thinking that most of, I think here listeners also are younger generation that we have, students and who's listening. So I would like to go back a little and understand like what, like from our childhood, what kind of motivates us. So there's when you talk about childhood, the first thing comes into mind, which Anuj is also very much involved, is the education system. So our education system, fortunately now is, there's a change happening. Education system, which is, moving from the earlier model to a newer model, which is more, towards understanding your passion as early as possible. That is very much needed, because, most of us, when you talk about, like, I'm an engineer, and when you ask about engineers, have they chosen engineer? Have they, chosen their, they wanted to be an engineer? Most of it they say no, and then end up doing MBA or doing so. By the time they figure out what they want to do, they already started doing job and doing jobbing, and in job only they are figuring out. So that's the trend we see most of the time. So there's has to be change in the education system, which is luckily happening. Hopefully that will have in future there's an impact. So understanding what your passion and finding your passion is very much needed. So as sooner you finding a passion, sooner you can try something, build on it. And talking about risks now, the risk comes because the usually entrepreneurship people suggest to try as early as possible, because obviously it's very difficult after you become 30 plus 40 plus. It's a little difficult unless you have an experience or you're a serial entrepreneur or something. It's very difficult along with family and everything. So try early, and obviously initially you may not have the but I think it's possible in college life, whatever. This is a platform, good platform to kind of understand what's happening and try something early. So that's, I think, it solve a major problem. And now secondly, coming to my field, now talking about my field, and I would like to call Nikhil's field also. So there are a few fields which has to be job maker, because I come from I'm not actually a textile manufacturer. I would say I'm more of a social entrepreneur. I'm artisanal textile manufacturer. We deal with handlooms and we work with weavers in West Bengal, and then we work with 200 300 weavers, and that's also started by my father a long time back, but we are growing up on it. So that's something, this is a field where textile and farming, where India is kind of leading in textiles sector. To be specific, when you talk about ethical textile, sustainable textile, handlooms and all, in India is like the primary hub in the world. And in those sectors you have to, uh, you can, as a entrepreneur, as a educated person, if you're involved, you can bring in a lot of change, because the farmers, the weavers that we work with, they need the support. They might not be able to do it by their own, trying to go global, or try to bring new innovation, modernism. So that's something we have to play our role, bringing digitalization. That's something, I'm also very close to technology, because I have my engineering background. So I'd like to bring in those technology and everything to the sector, to try to digitalize it and try to reach global. So you have to be job maker on those sectors. On certain sectors, obviously, there's so much competition, and India is still lagging manufacturing, and technology, mainly product related technology. So those sector, I think India is evolving, and eventually it'll go there, and it'll start becoming job makers and recruit people outside India, create branches outside India and recruit people, and that's way it's it can balance itself. So that's the point I wanted to make. And
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt, but with a heavy heart, I would like to say that we were so engrossed that we lost the count of time, and unfortunately, we are falling short of time to continue. I would have loved to go an hour more on this, as I personally am very much interested in economics, and I love thinking, talking, and manipulating this, planning this, thinking about the nation. I also like geopolitics and politics as well. See, all these factors come together and create an image in our mind that what would be our future, our youth's future, nation's future, what will be roles of each and every sector that we're talking about right now. That a person's life can have a combination of many things. Like initially, one can start being a job seeker. Maybe he'll be employed in some company having one job. Later on, he may start his own business, and someday, someone like my dad, after his whole career or something as a civil contractor, he ended up going into the village, and he's practicing farming since 2 years. So this is how things can go haywire one after the other. It's all about an individual who keeps going, and the accumulative force of the individuals that keeps the nation going. So on this very note, I hope that this panel discussion on this very unique topic was very fruitful, and I will like to thank each one of you. Thank you so much for being here, for helping us out, knowing the nitty-gritties of each and every field, also sharing the various perspectives that which we youth can't think of, but which are very essential for us to know and go ahead in our own life and uh, plan out many things. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Apeksha, if you could hear me,
Yeah,
over to you.
I am unmuted now. So sorry. Okay. So yes, thank you so much, DRR Rotarian Retractor Rajesh Dhoni, Amit sir, Anuj sir, and Retractor Nikhil sir. Like it was a really, a interested topic to hear the discussion on. To be honest, I don't belong to any of this field. Being an art student, it is quite difficult to connect with all of this. But the way you all explained it is like even we can connect to all of this. So thank you so much for being here and joining us. And also, I would like to thank moderator Retractor Vishal for moderating the event smoothly. Thank you so much, everyone. So yes, now moving ahead, I would like to invite DGE Rotarian Dr. Mayuresh Walke sir to please come and address the gathering.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Great pleasure once again to be with the Rotaractors as usual. I was there for some time over the last half an hour. I think it's a great session which is going on. Quite interesting, quite useful. And as usual, it's a great pleasure to be there at any Rotaract event. So I see here Rajesh, who is the DRR elect for the next year, and the host of Rotaractors and Interactors who are there. And I think these kinds of events are such a what I can say, thought-provoking, timely, and very apt to the Rotaractors for usual in their day-to-day activities and life. And I think last week when myself and our district team at the Rotary District 3142 was interacting with the Rotaract district team for 3142 in the year 21-22 next year, I think there are a lot of collaborations where we are talking about doing things together. And this panel discussion which was going on regarding whether to be a job maker or a job seeker, for startups and taking your careers, because that is the time when you are a Rotaractor, where you are in that phase of life where you are looking for stability, you are looking for growth, you are looking for advances in your personal professional lives. And I think this is where we as Rotarians in that district can definitely be of some use or help. And I think we would be more than glad or happy to organize and host such events where we can be professionally be useful to the Rotaractors, and not only from the Rotary point of view but from a personal point of view or a professional point of view. And I think that was one of the points which we agreed to collaborate in the coming years. So I think I'm looking forward to much more of an interaction with the Rotaractors and the district of Rotaract, and try to bridge that difference between Rotary and Rotaract, so that we are focusing on what we are supposed to do and not working at tandem or not working tangentially to each other. So I think all the best for your event, and it's a great pleasure to be here as usual, and looking forward to more such events on your side. And if time permits and if you wish, definitely would like to be a part of your events in the time to come. Thank you so much, Apeksha. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you, Rajesh, and the entire team of the Rotaract District 3142 and the people who are there along with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing us. And also, I would like to thank Retractor Girisha for giving us the topic of the panel. Thank you so much. Now, I request Vice President Retractor Sahil Jain to please give the vote of thanks.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, Sahil, you're audible.
Okay, so good evening one and all. This is Retractor Sahil Jain, Vice President for the year 2021, Rotaract Club of Ambarnath, RID 3142. So I hereby present my vote of thanks. So first of all, I would like to thank our workshop trainer, Dr. Seema Medha ma'am, for such a fun yet informative workshop. I would like to thank our speakers, Rahul Shetty sir, R. Balaji, Deepak Nivas Huda sir, Janvi Pawar ma'am, for sharing their valuable sparing their valuable time and inspiring us with their amazing journeys. I would also like to thank our today's panelists for panel discussion, our very own DR-elect Rotarian Rotractor Rahesh Dhoni, our Mr. Amit Singha sir, past DRR Rotractor Nikhil Lokhande sir, and Mr. Anuj Jindal sir. And I would also like to thank our today's moderator for the panel discussion, Rotractor Vishal Rathod. Further, I would like to thank Rotaract District 3012 and RID 3240 for joining us for our next think tank event. And I would also like to thank DRR Paul Harris Fellow, Protractor Tushar Jalan, DRR Paul Harris Fellow, Protractor Varda Sardana. I would also like to thank our DG, Rotarian Dr. Mayuresh Wake sir, Rotarian Deepak Agarwal sir, DRR Rotarian Rotractor Amit Lad for joining us for the next think tank. Lastly, I would like to thank all the Rotarians, Innerville Club of Ambarnath Hills President Anjali Warke ma'am, Snehal Patil ma'am, Hitasha ma'am for joining us for this session. I would also like to thank Team PD RID 3142 for helping us in the execution. I would also like to thank all the district council members, interactors, other club retractors, board of directors, GBMs, and also our technical team. And yeah, so I would like to thank everyone for joining our today's session, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sahil, for the word of thanks. Now I request Secretary Rotractor Vishal Rathod to please present the secretarial report.
Good evening once again, guys. This is, as she rightly mentioned, Rotractor Vishal Rathod, the Secretary for the Rotaract Club of Ambarnath, RID 3142 for the year 2020-2021. And the attendance for this amazing and successful event goes as follows. Rotractors 501, Rotarians 2, and other guest members 76, making it a grand total of 579 attendees and participants for the day. Over to your picture.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vishal. Now, let's think tank is about to end. Such a wonderful journey it has been. So yes, now I request President Rotractor Aishwarya Warke to please adjourn Let's Think Tank 2020.
Oh, hello everyone. Firstly, I would love to thank Team Next Think Tank of RC Ambarnath and Team PD of 3142. A big thank you to Ruhika, Rotractor Adil, and Rotarian Rotractor Amit Lad for tolerating my constant calls and my queries. I have really troubled you guys a lot. And a big thank you to all the Rotarians, other club Rotractor, district council members, my interactors, and Innerville Club members and other guests who have been a part of our today's event. I know in the start we faced a very big technical glitch, but still you guys joined us again. So thank you so much for that. And last but not the least, a big thank you to my RC Ambarnath family for always being there. So with this, I adjourn Next Think Tank 2020. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for being there. I hope you all had a great time. See you all around. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, जब तक RC Ambarnath का फैमिली है, can we just have a club shout out? क्योंकि एक बार भी मैंने नहीं बोला ये. I'm so sorry. Okay, who will go? Aishwarya di, you do the honors.
सब लोग बोले अनम्यूट कर दो यार.
अरे जल्दी हो जाओ यार, सब लोग अनम्यूट.
अरे मीत को बोलो.
कर रहा हूँ. Just a second.
Mute
अभी सब लोग अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर सकते हो.
हाँ.
मीत YouTube स्ट्रीम बंद कर देना.
नहीं सुनने दो ना.
Okay.
अरे ओके, वन लास्ट टाइम, पहले बार ऑनलाइन अच्छे से होगा. 1, 2, 3, go. First, second district makes us proud.
Ambarnath rules the crowd.
First club in the district makes us proud.
Rules the crowd.
तो भी सिंक में आया यार, काफी सिंक में आया आज.
आदत हो गया ना, अभी क्या करें.
ओके गाइस, आराम करो. बहुत अभी ये है. थैंक यू सो मच निखिल. निखिल इज स्टिल देयर. हाय निखिल.
हाय दीदी. अब दीदी.
ओके देन गाइस, चलो बाय बाय.
बाय.
Thank you. Bye bye.
बाय.
Then I'll leave the meeting now.
यस बाय मितेश.
ऐश्वर्या, मैं 1-1.5 घंटे में I'll have a call. हाँ.
Hello.
मितेश कैसा देख रहा है?
मितेश तू क्या मैसेज किया मेरे को पर्सनल पे?
गलती से पर्सनल पे गया, मेरे को एवरीवन पे डालने का था वो.
ओके.
लूट गया वाला सैड फेस लेके बैठा है.
हेलो मितेश भाई.
बाकी लोग को निकाल देना रे.
क्या?
बाकी लोग को निकाल देना जो क्लब के नहीं है.
ओके.
तो निकालने का बात हो रहा है.
सब तो क्लब के ही है.
नहीं.
हाँ, 1-2 जन है ऐसे. निकाल रहा हूँ इधर. गाइस प्लीज यार, खुद निकल जाया करो रे. अजीब लगता है निकालने. सिर्फ क्लब के लोगों को मजा आता है निकालने को, और किसको नहीं आता.
हो गया, सब गए अभी अपने क्लब वाले ही है.
ऐश्वर्या और अपेक्षा को इतना क्या घाई था जाने का?
वही तो. अरे थक गए रह गया वो लोग शायद.
बुला दोनों को वापस.
मीत बुला वो लोग को.
क्या?
ऐश्वर्या और अपेक्षा को वापस बुला.
अच्छा वापस बुला. मैं एक्चुअली फोन रख दिया. फाइन. मैं रो दिया था ऑलमोस्ट स्टार्टिंग में.
मीर तो दो की दिख रहा है.
happens.
भाई
Sorry, क्या?
एकदम स्ट्रेस में आ गया रहेगा एकदम से जब अचानक
अरे
से
खतरनाक वाला उठ के चला गया था सीधा. भाई क्या सीन हो गया ये.
मीत का हाथ
मेरे को
पैर
एक
काम
सेकंड
कर
के
रहा
लिए
है.
लगा कि मेरा लैप ही बंद हो गया करके, क्योंकि कुछ भी नहीं करता. हेलो
मीत लाइव चल रहा है.
और इनको बोलना वापस मीट में ज्वाइन होने के लिए.
वो लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग तो बंद कर.